This is Bloodblade and Tusk, Session 0, Character Generation.
May I have your attention, please?
Warning.
I'm in Max.
You are listening to Happy Jack's RPG Podcast.
I'm in Max.
Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon.
It's not Happy Jack's RPG Podcast, but I don't have a title for this yet. So, this is the Session 0 for Bloodblade and Tusk, which is a European fantasy setting in Moment of Truth. I'm Stu Venable. I will be GMing ultimately, and to my left,
I'm Gina, and I will be playing someone very interesting, hopefully.
I'm Jason. Orc life.
Forever.
Stork. I don't know what I'm going to be playing too. I might play an orc too. I have a thought. I have a thing. I have an idea.
Love it.
This is Jeb.
is your mic on?
I didn't pick up my mic. That would do it.
So
yeah, this is Jib.
So
yeah, this is Jib,
We're
and
professionals.
we know what we're doing.
yeah, never done
And
this before.
Trust me, I'm a
I've been
doctor.
tasked to try out the magic system, so
You're gonna be playing some sort of magic-y
I'm gonna do that.
poison.
All right. So this is we're mostly going to be making characters, but people will be talking about what they're thinking, etc. And
Yup.
I'm basically just here to answer questions about the
Cool.
game and about the setting and such.
And you're gonna talk a bit about the setting before
Yes.
we got kicked off.
Yeah, the setting the setting takes place around like 1200 AD. No, I'm sorry, 1100.
1100,
1100
yeah.
AD. And about a century before that, emerging from the ground, from caverns and caves and such in France, came essentially orcs, which the locals called home cajon. I don't know how to pronounce
They
it.
smell all the truffles, and that's why they honed right in on it.
Exactly.
Truffle pig.
And they there was a lot of them. There were hundreds of thousands of them, maybe more. And they came out, and no one really knows where they came from. They're not quite sure where they came. They basically
okay.
they basically retreated from some sort of foe into the caverns, and they emerged here. And they basically went across the countryside and started ousting everyone who was in charge, and kind of took over most of France. And during this time, of course, you've got the Holy Roman Empire, which did not like that happening and tried to fight them. So basically, instead of fighting the Crusades, the Christendom fought to maintain its own territory, or at least tried to. And much like the 100 Years' War, they went back and forth, and the lines barely moved much at all. So when the game starts, there's been an armistice for a few years. There's a sort of no man's land or free territory or unaligned.
Demilitarized zone.
Huh?
Demilitarized zone.
Demilitarized zone. It's not really
Contested.
demilitarized. But yeah, I can get to, and that's in between France and Germany, and there are
Okay.
several cities. There's like 5 major cities in that area, and that's kind of where I'm going to probably be focusing the game, since we're going to have at least one orc.
Is this
in the
before Hadrian's Wall? Was Hadrian's Wall built to keep the orcs out?
Hadrian's Wall was built way before
then,
this.
all
This
right.
is that was built during the Roman Empire, when the
Mm.
Romans were way up in Britain.
Yeah.
A couple of things: the Battle of the Battle of Hastings, or the invasion, the
1066?
Normandy invasion, never happened.
Well, yeah, I guess William the Conqueror didn't.
He was busy.
Yeah, he wasn't worried about going north.
Right. He probably is deposed. He's probably living somewhere in Germany as a
I could have been a conqueror.
right. So England is very Roman, and whatever's left of the Celtic influence and the Druids.
Saxony.
Picts.
Yeah.
So
And everything basically north of Hadrian's Wall is as
Wild.
it was.
is crazy Scott.
Well, there's
No, that
You could
has
just say
not
Scots.
changed. Yeah,
There
exactly.
was actually two
Yeah,
different
it's kind of
kingdoms.
redundant.
There was a kingdom of Alba, which was just north of England, and then there's the northernmost. I can't remember the name of it. I have a map. I started sort of recreating a map. I took a map from the 12th century, and then I erased everything on it and started drawing in where the orc territories are, and then I'm putting the major cities in. It's quite an effort, but yeah, there's actually like 4 kingdoms on that island of Britain. The Kingdom of David, which is Wales. And then, boy, Ireland has like 8 or 9 different nations. It's like really divided. I did not realize that. But we're going to be concentrating mostly in between France and Germany, I think. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
Belgium.
Okay.
Belgium.
Flanders.
Flanders.
Flanders would be the country you're thinking of. I've been looking at a lot of maps from this era. And It's
Okay.
not the same.
No, and it was you and I talked about this. It was really hard just to find maps from specific time periods if you wanted to try to be. And then, like you said, you start erasing history and imagining what could happen.
So
It's pretty fascinating.
So loosely again, what part of France are we in most likely?
You're going to be starting in what's a city called Laon, Laon,
Okay.
and it is basically directly south of Flanders.
Okay.
Idly ho.
Yeah. Diddly ho there, neighbor.
I'll go grab the map real quick.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, as far as characters, you can pretty much make kind of whatever you want as long as you guys will work together in some way or have some reason to be together. We're going to have at least one orc.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing I thought we could talk about a little bit, and we might need your help for that too, though. Not that we have to get super specific, especially since we're going to talk about group bonds and bonds later. But, you know, I imagine we're not talking typical fantasy adventuring party where or are we? Like, because are we traveling together? Why are we
don't know.
traveling together?
I don't know yet.
Because that'll help us,
Yeah.
I haven't.
even if we have a loose idea.
I mean, I'm kind of of the opinion of rolling these characters up first and then trying to figure out how to stick them together.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the humans could be caught slaves, or I could be a human. It could be. I mean, he could be an ambassador. I don't know. It's really hard to say.
No, exactly. That's why I guess I was thinking a little bit of both, where we sandwich the character creation in the middle. If we kind of had a loose idea of,
Yeah, I like having some idea of what are we making, if only
Yeah.
because it'll be really
Skills
awkward
and-
if somebody's like,
yeah.
well, I'm a Christendom crusader to kill all orcs, and then that's like, oh, well, then we
but-
definitely can't be in a group together.
You're right, and then be a really short character creation.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to do that. I mean,
Well,
we'd
yeah.
be a little flexible with it.
but I even mean like, why would you're an orc? You
Yeah.
want to be an orc,
Yeah.
which is totally cool. Stork might want to be an orc. I have a few ideas I'm thinking of, but it's like, why at the end of the day are we even traveling together? Is I guess what, like, are we merchants? Are we like, are we just messengers? So we just like pick up work and we go. So not necessarily like
Yeah.
adventurers for hire, or like, because why would we be traveling together?
Yeah.
Or is there some sort of subjugated relationship with the?
Okay, I
Yeah.
can basically remake my character either way, but I think I'm going to play a bard.
Okay, cool.
And I want him to be a lore keeper kind of bard. Now, I thought it'd be really fun to have him be an orcish bard.
Sure.
Now, an orcish bard is someone that keeps lore, keeps stories, because it's an oral history. We should get Stu in here so he can back us up
I know,
on this.
right?
Yeah.
But I just watched 300 when this thing crossed my desk, and I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I'm going to model myself after one of those
It'd be
guys.
cool if he had like a drum or something too.
Or-
like
I don't know. I mean, the bards, to my mind, aren't always musical.
Well, sure, no, I know, but it just
They're
as a like a orc instrument, that seems like a cool.
To my mind,
idea,
he's
too.
probably he speaks more than one language. He's good at interpreting things.
'Cause
He's
he's
also good at
a little
keeping lore and
scholarly.
gathering history. He's sort of more of a scholar
Yeah.
bard,
Well,
orc
that's
scholar,
definitely-
but he still can kick ass.
Yeah, that seems like, because Stu talks about in the setting where the orc culture is not like, they're not Klingons to, where they're a
Right.
warrior culture
Well,
only.
but they already
have
aren't. I mean,
two-
Vikings is a great example. They still
Yeah.
wrote down the Icelandic sagas. They
Right.
still were able to, they have a great
they're-
wealth of written history and knowledge. And
It sounds like these orcs are very respectful of both sides of that warrior.
This is different.
so I'm
yeah.
talking about making an orcish bard. who would be
Like
a
scholar.
lore keeper, and maybe
Yeah.
speaks more than one language, perhaps speaks French, English, and Orc.
They definitely had those sorts of people. Those would be followers probably of the
Mother
the
mother teacher.
Yeah.
And he's easy to shoehorn into a group because he's either there
Mm-hmm.
to keep maybe he's following you
Could
if
be.
you want to be the orc and he's making track your records, or he's just as part of the
He
ambassador
might-
to go out there and find out what's going on in
Yeah,
the town.
exactly. It sounds like he's potentially inquisitive and wants to learn and know things, whether it's his culture or
Know your
others.
enemy or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's not even from a malevolent point of view. It's like this is their new home. He's out gathering and also just trying to be an ambassador. So let's roll with that. So I'm
Okay.
gonna make an orcish bard.
Well,
He could even be a human bard and has the same motivations. He just wants to hook up and find out what's going on.
Well, I was looking at, there was something in here that, again, I need to ask Stu about this a little bit more, but on the Duma side, not the warrior cast, but the Duma side has this warrior shaman thing.
Oh, the father. He
Yeah.
has not made any magic yet
Well,
for the orcs.
I mean,
so unless
that's-
he's
That's fine. But that's,
'Cause we were
again, that's
talking
kind of
about
what I
that.
want to ask him about is the idea of this person who is tough enough to be out there traveling, but is also, like, again, sort of
It'd be similar.
part ambassador
you can
team.
certainly see how the two would work together.
Of like, let's go out there and not smash faces if we don't have to.
Right.
And then just let people know that we will. if that's if
take
they
care of
make
your
us.
own, right.
Yeah, if
Right.
they make us do that. So, Stu, I was wanting to ask you a little bit about the in the Duma cast, the more sort of knowledge focused part of the cast. There was something about the not just sort of intellectual shamans, but they're the sort of warrior shaman in the Duma cast, or did I misread that at some point?
Let me look at it real quick.
'Cause
no. There are. I
am-
read that too. That's why
Okay.
I had asked you about that on Friday, because you have magic users on both sides, and there was a warrior shaman.
Yeah.
I saw that too,
Yeah.
because that was something we talked about.
Yeah, not the sage end of the Duma, but the
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I saw the same thing. I wasn't there. I think it was under the belief system. No.
because it was something like the Duma aren't wimps.
Oh no.
Was it this intelligentsia? There's not a page number here, but after making orcs, the orc intelligentsia.
Yeah, I was
Is
reading
that what
that
we
too.
were remembering? Because I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
orc shaman, both warrior and wise, believes necessary to explore and master the miraculous mysteries to which Duma gives them access. I like that.
But I feel like
It's just a toss-up paragraph there, but that's an orc shaman.
Yeah. Now I have not developed the magic system for the orcs yet.
Okay.
So don't play that.
Should I not play that or wing it as it's? I mean, I don't mind playing something in development either.
You can.
Because if you need to come in and say, that rule doesn't work that way anymore, here's the new thing. Like, I don't care.
You can. You'll need to basically put aside some skill points.
Okay.
Because basically the magic system is going to work roughly the same. The magic system that Jib is going to be using is sort of like the secret human magic system
Okay.
that's existed throughout time, but they've kind of
sure.
kept themselves out of
The
the
hedge
history books.
witches and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
Druids.
And they have their. But basically, you've ever played Mage, where you have
Yeah. I love mage.
disciplines of
Yep.
magic? You're basically going to have skills in various disciplines,
Yeah.
and then there's going to be spells that you can cast that have requirements of having those disciplines.
Sure.
You can also improvise
Yeah,
magic
okay.
as well. But I can if that can be on my list of things to do over the next 2 weeks
Okay.
to develop that. But you want to save some points.
Yeah.
aside for
I
it.
can do that.
please close the black curtains.
Oh,
Oh.
I got it.
And can you tell us, because I cannot see the camera, what
yeah.
we need to do?
That camera needs to come up a little bit.
This one? Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong one.
This
I'm looking
one.
at the camera that you're in
Oh,
and telling you to move the same camera. Can you
Jay.
move it, tilt it up just a touch?
yeah, because Jason's probably taller than Kimmy and I were.
Oh, now it needs to go back up.
See, as soon as I stop using the
It's
force.
bouncy. It's bouncy. That's good.
Is it level?
Wibbly wobbly.
It looks slanted.
Tiny
You
white.
could just sit like this.
It is a little bit.
We have to tilt the same
This,
direction.
This way?
this side can come up a little.
Yeah, you gotta go. Yep, exactly.
No. Okay, let go of it. I think that's pretty good.
Okay.
We'll hear about it soon.
I'm not as exacting as Kimmy is about this stuff. It's like, yeah, I think so. And then you're so tiny. I can't really tell.
It's offensive. I'm huge.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Do you look good? Do we need to tweak this?
No, I'm fine.
Cool.
Although Bob's out of the picture now.
Oh, good for you know.
I don't like Bob being out of the picture, but it's important.
Rob, Clipper Rob
What? Who's that?
says it's like watching the Titanic sink. Now it's better.
Thanks, Rob.
And he's going to be jealous if there's a bunch of Mohawks, a bunch of magic users, because he's like,
Also Mohawks. Magic
Yeah.
using Mohawk.
And
It's my
Mohawks.
Mohawk. That's where all the magic comes from.
I slapped you.
You and
Oh,
y'all
you did?
do?
Okay.
yeah.
Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh, right. Guys, look at your phone.
I know. That's what I just.
Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. She did good.
Let's see. I think endurance and strength, we get a +1.
Kimmy said that the artwork's supposed to be there, but
And even the one I sent you, you're
I
not
just
saying?
checked again, and it's not there. Oh, maybe it's.
Oh, I can't get back to page 1. Page 1.
Looking again. Looking under Dropbox. There.
So,
No, there is not a folder with the name of Blood Blade or Tusk.
so both the people that are considering orcs, mostly one person, are not considering orc warriors. Like-
Well,
To my mind, your standard orc is pretty much a warrior through and through.
Yeah.
I mean,
I disagree having
yeah.
read the text.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the,
It's
Orcs.
kind of half-zed, it sounds
It is.
like.
It's halfsies.
yeah.
And it's when the children are younger, younger than our prepubescence, because they mature a little faster. They decide, right?
They choose.
They choose whether they're going to follow father warrior or mother teacher. And that this particular orc culture is very respectful of the mother teacher as well as the father warrior, because
Yeah.
without that balance, they don't. So they respect the farmers
Oh,
and the merchants.
I
And
found it. It's right above the making orcs section.
Oh, there you go.
It's the most capable orcs is believed will take after both Pak and Duma,
Yeah.
and become
Oh, yeah.
both brave and fierce and knowledgeable and wise. Most orc warlords and chieftains follow after both father and mother. Additionally, 2 types of shaman: warrior shaman
Yeah.
who follow Pak, and wise shaman who follow Duma. Oh, so maybe I am in the Pak school, but that.
Because you're more knowledge,
Yeah.
scholarly.
Yeah, but I think that does put me in the warrior caste, which is, especially if you were thinking about the Duma caste, then,
I was going to do both.
then we can.
I was going to have that balance. Chief
Yeah.
and bard can't pick sides. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You were just recording. You're the historian, the oral history.
Yeah, that works too. Cool.
Okay. I'm thinking.
But just like a normal human bard, he's going to be completely ineffectual.
Oh, did you bring you
Stand
brought
back
the
there.
map
Go,
in, or did
guys,
you not find
go.
the map? Did
Oh.
you bring the map?
What do I do with it?
Oh no.
They sit
You
over
came
there?
in and then you left and then you came in again.
Maybe I said. Oh, let me go.
Yeah,
It's
your
here somewhere.
hands were full when you came in, so I imagine you were
I had
juggling.
glasses and the map, and I don't know what I did with the map.
Just double checking. I'm assuming dexterity turned into agility.
Yep.
And what was the other thing? Endurance, constitution turned into endurance.
Yep.
Okay, terrific.
Or is it the other way around?
Well,
it's strength.
right. It's just in one document it says that constitution endurance is the
Yeah,
same.
those are old character
yeah,
sheets.
that's fine.
Here's the map. This is actually a zoom
Oh,
in.
fantastic. Of sort of where we're looking now?
There's Flanders.
Okay.
That's the city you guys are started.
Oh, fantastic.
This is all orc territory over here.
Okay.
And this is basically the.
So
king
Paris
of the-
is
Paris is
taken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Show our friends that are watching, because we actually have a few folks out there. So we're looking to be in this, I don't know where we are, but there, that town
They
in
can't
this.
really see that.
Okay.
Let's see if I zoom
It's
in,
this
it's
dot.
better.
You have to use your pencil and point there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't. You can't. The text isn't coming.
Yeah.
Dot.
Around here, you can
Yeah.
probably recognize European shapes. There's England up
Yeah.
here, Flanders right here. I imagine Iberian Peninsula is way down here because there's Italy
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
And that Zon Kresh, where that big black dot is, that's where Paris is. So if
Yeah.
you're, wanting to compare it to your real
Yeah.
world map.
Yep. And so these, I imagine these different territories
Those are the
there are
tribes.
5 tribes, orcish tribes, that are currently united under one
Well, they're just now starting to get back to the game.
chieftain. Okay. So, but that's sort of how they got their shit together, right? Is that they're some
A very
very
charismatic
Yeah.
leader came in
and united the clans, the
and
tribes.
basically convinced all the chieftains we need to have a combined army. We need to be able to
Yeah.
move resources where they need to be, not depending on which tribe with what each tribe has, and coordinate our efforts. And that's what basically brought the pontiff to the table to
Yeah.
talk,
And decide that they were going
have
to
a secession of
allegedly kind of
yeah,
start to cool down.
exactly.
So that there is no knowing, like, offensive or defensive or anything going on right now. It's supposed to be peace.
There's skirmishes,
Yeah, okay.
but there's no actual
that's-
lasting campaign.
Yeah, that's based on a local disagreement
Yes.
of individuals.
Yeah.
What if our tribe was, maybe we're not right up next to the border, we're a little further back, and we're like, merchants, you can come in, we're not going to eat you, probably. I mean, mostly.
Right.
We're not going to.
This map does not have all of the names of the tribes.
Right.
And
I
actually,
have them here.
the book lists 6.
It does, yeah.
Even though there's only 5.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, maybe there's an extra apostrophe or a Oxford comma or something.
Well, we're not.
Yeah, like I assumed that
I get rid of-
Zon and Zush, I thought maybe were twins that had a tribe
There you
together.
go.
Right. No, Zoosh is gone.
Oh, okay. Goodbye, Zush. That's what you get. Yeah. So if there's, I don't know. I was just thinking of well, let's send our 2 nicest people.
Right?
Like, go find some merchants who are willing to ship goods to us because we're a long ways from the border, and we need things, and we need humans to not be completely terrified of us.
Well, it could also just be an information gathering for you. You've
Yeah.
heard the humans have magic.
Right.
You have magic. You want
Right.
to find out what the difference is if there's a crossover.
Right.
You brought me along because I can interpret, because
Yeah.
I can help smooth things. I'm also trying to spread orcish propaganda, but also gathering up human history as well.
Yeah.
So it's and 2 people,
a fact-finding mission.
and it's a lot less scary than a whole,
Yeah.
cadre of orcs marching through your village.
yeah.
So would that be a somewhat likely sort of proposition for what ties us together loosely is that if your characters potentially both have an interest in learning in different ways, that it would be reasonable that they've been granted the ability to travel. I could make a local scout type of like
Sure.
indigenous.
Yeah, because we were trying to find guides, and especially if we know that Jib's character knows something about magic, and we're trying to learn more about human magic, the way that humans do things, and
It would make it more plausible for why
Yeah.
why would you need a couple? Yeah, and you have an interest in. Is that what you were saying, or do I just remember that?
I was talking about that, but I'm not sure I'm going to stick with that.
okay.
One thing I know to be fact: I don't tell people I do magic.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's something I
Because-
should mention. The Inquisition is happening.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's awesome.
So if you're a human, you have spent your entire life, and probably this goes back several generations at this point,
Yeah. 100 years.
making sure that no one knows that you know anything about magic. The organizations, the societies still exist, but they are very secretive, and they're built so that if one is discovered, they're not going to get, they don't
Right.
they don't have meetings or anything like that.
Cells. They have cells.
Basically,
Yeah. Do the orcs have any way of, detecting magics of some kind? Or?
There is one of the sort of categories of magic is the magic category, which
Right.
is basically to detect, dispel, defend against magic.
That might be something like the type of magic that
Right.
my character is. I assume. I keep thinking she in my head, so I think it's probably a female orc. I think the thing she's probably good at is and maybe why she's been sent on this fact-finding mission of look, we know human wizards exist, and
Right.
we need to make contact with them because they don't like the Roman Catholic Church. We don't like the Roman Catholic Church.
Right.
Maybe we can not make a problem where no problem be.
And there is a group of humans who were taught the shamanistic magic that the orcs used. They're also hunted by, because that's at this point in history, the church knows for certain that there's magic out there. Their assumption is it was taught by the demon orcs that came here from the nether regions.
We're not demons, we're just pigs.
Right. There may be some people in the Catholic Church who are aware that there are other mages out there that aren't descended from orc lore.
There might even be some in the church.
There might be.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Miracles.
Right.
Water into wine. Just control issues.
Handy spell.
Jesus, original wizard.
Walking on water.
Yep. Water walking. Is
I was
a thing.
I was thinking we're a little
Healing.
early for typical Inquisition, but this is do you think it's potentially something that started a little bit earlier because of the prevalence of orc magic that kind of comes in and
Yeah.
because it is 12th century, but I think it's a little bit later. But
Yes.
that would make sense though to me.
It was kind of an impetus.
Cool.
For it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Somewhere up in my brain around my.
She was right. Sinking was paused.
Oh, yeah?
Now I shall find the artwork.
Okay, let's see.
So we get these 6 basic stat scores, right? Are there ways to get more?
More points to use?
Yeah.
Uh,
Because we have, it looks like we have 6 points to spend. Right, we start with 2 and everything, and then we
start with the 2 and everything,
and then we have 6 plus 1s. Or I misread
There's
that?
actually a table, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should be at the
it's
end of
not a
that
one-for-one purchase. Although we talked at one point about making it a one-for-one purchase at character creation and more expensive later.
We did.
We were talking about that when we were doing Vast Minions.
That would give you, because it gives you get what, 6 points?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
That would functionally give you an average of 3
Right.
if you bought them one
We
for
can
one.
try. We can try that and see how it works.
I
Are
mean-
you talking about buying skills?
No,
No, I'm
it's
talking
not
about buying attribute points.
Rather than
because I'm
having
like
the
that would
slide-
be really.
Because
Yeah.
if
rather
we
than the sliding scale.
if we do it that way, you start with a base of 2. You have 6 points. I ended up with 3 2s and 3 4s.
Right.
Okay.
Doing it that way.
Right. I mean, we can. I think at the end of that chapter on stats, did I not put the table in?
Hold
The
on,
table's not there.
Oh, it isn't.
No,
Okay.
it's there's this
I remember
table and
seeing
then
it, but
this is the skill.
I think it's back in the section
That's
on
the stat
leveling
table.
up
Oh
or
yeah.
something.
Oh, it is the stat one. This is the stat one. It's just on the flip side of the page to skills. So I thought the same thing.
Oh, okay.
It says statistics right on it.
not stats. Yeah.
But we can.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? Let me see it again.
Yeah,
I
please.
don't remember it.
This has changed over
It
the.
will give you more flexibility if I make it 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and forget the table and just make it 1-to-1.
Okay. Yeah, that's also good for orcs because having the orcs take a -1 to something it looks like, oh, I can just spend 0 to put it back to 2.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a little, I know, not what you
Well,
intended. So
the way I assumed it would be done is you'd build your character and then apply the orc thing to it
fair enough. Yep.
afterwards.
Yep.
Just for math.
That makes more sense.
Wait, what'd you just say?
Um,
Strength.
Now, question about the education stat. Would a warrior shaman necessarily be well educated?
Well, the thing my reasoning for them having a lower education level is that they tend to specialize more. So they don't have a lot of diversity skill wise.
Sure.
That's why I see.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking a warrior shaman might have an education of 1 because
Right.
she's like really good at the things she knows how to do, but she hasn't said, and that's why she has her orc bard.
Exactly. Right.
Like you with the words.
Right, and I'm also thinking it's part of orcish propaganda to get the good word out. We're not all bad guys.
Right.
They've settled in. It's time to start.
Yeah. My question is, though, if I have the low education score, is that going to hamstring my spellcasting ability, however that works?
It is going to affect how many skill points you have.
Okay. And is will a part of spellcasting?
Yes.
Okay. Well, cool.
Making a spellcaster is very expensive
Yeah.
from a point stance.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking she has some, like, minor things that
Right.
she knows how to do.
The limiting factor in spellcasting is, and it's going to be the same for orcs as it is for humans, is entropy points. And basically, when you make your skill roll, you're going to roll your 6-sided dice pool, and you count your successes, which are 5s and 6s, and that determines whether your spell goes off and also how powerful the spell is. Every 1 that you roll in that dice pool, you mark down during the course of the day.
Oh.
And you have basically an entropy limit, which is based on your will. I think it's based on your will. I'll forward the magic rules to you when I get a chance. And once you have surpassed that limit, your spell can still go off, but something terrible is going to happen
Awesome.
at that point.
I love
So-
that.
So what it will do, but there's no upper limit to how much entropy you can withstand until you just explode.
Yeah.
But you can, I mean, if you want to cast
That
it.
has a nice, like, 40K feel to it.
Oh, does it?
The Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, I should say, is there's a component to that where you are touching chaos. And
Yes,
that
exactly.
will have an impact on your life.
Right.
I love it.
So and you can scale up the spells that you do by multiples. So instead of rolling whatever your dice pool is, you can double it or triple it or quadruple it to get a much larger effect if you need to, out of desperation, let's say. But chances are, once your dice pool gets that large, you're gonna max
Blow up.
out your entropy, and something bad is going to happen to you.
And for those of you who do not have the book, although you can get a version of Moment of Truth,
I haven't put the latest one up, but I will.
but we're currently talking about our 6 stats are endurance, strength, agility, will, perception, and education. And we have 6 points to spend between those.
That's right.
Yep, they all start at 2 for free.
Yeah.
Free 99. And then we get 6 points to spread around. And then orcs get a +1 to endurance and strength, and a -1 to agility and education.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that's an extra bit of complication because agility is used in hand-to-hand combat, and orcs are used in hand-to-hand combat. So
Oh, agility is used, but does strength affect your...
I'm not sure.
It does.
Okay.
Oh, it's the damage for your
Yes.
melee combat.
As is customary.
So agility will determine if
Okay.
you can hit with the axe, and then your strength is how much damage you do with the axe.
Well, you have your melee attack stat is a derived stat once you've.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Here on well,
that-
it's on
and
a
that is-
page, but it's the next page over from that chart.
Strength and agility averaged.
Right.
And then
Okay.
if you're using ranged weapons, it's perception and agility.
Got it.
And then reaction time is agility and will.
Yeah.
And move is agility and endurance. So agility is actually pretty. It's a pretty powerful stat.
Yeah.
It's used in everything except hit points. So I put 2 in everything, and then went through and added what I wanted, and then I've just subtracted. So I've got my stats set.
What are your stats? Just
I got a 4 in endurance,
Mm-hmm.
a 3 in strength, a 3 in agility, a 2 in will, a 3 in perception, and a 2 in education.
Okay. And you did the 1 for 1.
I did the 1 for 1.
Okay. All right.
As Jib says, it basically works out to 3 each.
Right.
3 with a dump stat. And a 2.
Wow. Making a mage is pricey. Skill on the skills.
Can I make a ninja?
They already are
No.
calling you an orc monk in the
Oh, yeah.
chat
Can't
room.
play
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, they're like-
you can't play a ninja.
It had to be said. It had to be said.
You can play
Yeah.
a Viking, though, because that's ostensibly what these
Yes.
guys are.
Copy that.
Yeah.
But there are Vikings too. Vikings.
I'll
too.
see your pirates and I'll see your ninjas and raise you a Viking. Okay. Done.
Yeah, they said you're a female orc monk. That's what you sounded like you were describing earlier, I guess.
That seems somewhat accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But not a parkour ninja.
No.
No parkour.
No.
No ninja.
The best part about parkour is screaming parkour while you're doing it.
Yeah, that's
It kind of is.
confirmed.
Have you read the latest Dresden Files books?
No, I'm not that far.
In I think it's Skin Game.
Yeah.
He actually realizes I got to get into shape because I'm living a really dangerous life now. So he starts doing parkour, and when he's doing it, he screams parkour. When he before he bounds off of something, it's very funny.
As you probably don't do, but that's funny.
Well, at least not if you're trying to sneak up on someone.
Right.
We had some friends having a conversation about parkour, about how it's kind of a bummer in a game when you're doing, and somebody's just like, I parkour across the, and it's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah, what does that actually
tell,
like?
Tell us
Describe
what
it.
that
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
versus I parkour.
Parkour.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 1 more point to spend, but I want 3 more.
Yeah. Same.
Damn.
Making a warrior shaman is tricky.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's an experiment.
I know. I might come back and change mine. I'm dropping a dime on agility and perception and letting endurance and strength kind of.
Are you making an orc too?
No. I think I am going to make a native scout type of character.
Yeah.
A
So
ranger?
I'm thinking rangy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love me the rangers.
Yes. Well, and it seemed like it would make sense to have somebody who, even if you've grown up here, because the orcs have been here for a couple hundred years, right?
Yes.
So you could have.
I mean,
Could also be your native land,
To be
but
fair, in the 1100s, everybody's very rangery. Everybody knew how to use an axe
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a bow, and they were
Yeah.
hunting rabbits and
Yeah.
whatever else they
So
could.
it's just
And it was it was an
shit
all-day
you had to
adventure to
do.
go out and get wood. Yeah.
yeah.
And people got jumped by animals while they were
Yep.
cutting
Yeah.
down a tree to get
yeah,
firewood. to make
honestly,
food.
there could be a bear if
So-
you're in the Black Forest.
Yeah.
That is not a safe
Wolves,
place
bears,
to live. Yeah.
bandits. So
Yep.
everybody's very rangery.
Kimmy says we gained 4 viewers since I put the art up.
Nice.
That's why. That's how it happened.
That's all right.
It looks great though.
Now we have 5 viewers.
No, she's talking about in the
The
Oh,
art-
since then?
yes.
No, the
Oh,
art
alright.
that he put up in
There you
the
go.
in the thing.
our cards.
These things
Jason's
are cool
confused.
though. No. I'm just
Right.
appreciating this art
Oh, okay.
because
You have not been here since the art got put
no,
up?
I'm just admiring it. I was here on Monday.
Okay, that's supposedly my last point. So now
Did you
my
guys riffits?
derived statistics. You guys are way ahead of me, but
Riffit's good.
hit points derived,
Oh no, that's
melee attack,
That was not a nice
ranged
hit.
attack, reaction.
Tornado 5.
hit points 107.
2 times endurance.
Yeah.
Oh, there went my don't put any points in endurance.
Yep.
2 times endurance plus 6. Oh well.
Plus 6?
8 plus 6
That's what it
sounds
says
like
here.
Is that
14.
for is that for orcs? Same thing?
HP.
For hit points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 times
14.
end plus 6.
have a very exciting.
Yeah, I'm strong
10
enough.
hit points.
Melee.
Huh?
I have a very exciting 10 hit
Oh,
points.
that is very exciting.
Strength,
Strength and
agility.
Like,
agility.
yeah, I'm going
Nailed
to
it.
avoid
Ranged.
half
only get
half
hit.
of it
I'm
though.
getting
Drop the
hit by
fraction.
anything. It's like,
Good.
no.
Strength and agility is
Averaged. Yeah.
Oh, it's
3.
and then divided by
Yeah.
2.
Divide by 2, and if it's 3.5, it'd be a
Okay.
3.
Range.
Ranged.
Is agility and perception averaged.
Oh, here's where I'm badass. Just letting y'all know.
Reaction is
Don't piss me off from
going to be
afar.
everybody else's job, just so you know.
Do what?
That's agility and perception.
And will. Agility and will.
Is
Oh,
which?
actually, no, my agility isn't garbage. So,
Oh, reaction time.
Okay. An average reaction. Well, I am a monk.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Sweet. I
we
love
round up or
monks.
down.
Don't break my
Drop
immersion.
fractions
So it's
in all cases.
it's like
Yeah.
typecasting a double
It's
to
always
an int.
disappointing because
You
it's like I'm
truncate.
like, oh, it's a 7, it's a 3.5, oh, it's 3.
Oh, it's a 5. It's a oh no, it's
Yeah.
a 2.
You're just truncating it.
Yeah. Move. I guess I could look at my own book.
It
there,
is
but
agility plus endurance
Divided
this
by
time, and then half. And a half.
2. Yeah.
Drop the fraction. So
Agility
once
plus-
again,
There's enough room in this box. The character sheet probably could have the little notation there.
I think we're using a different character sheet now.
Sure.
We just didn't have.
Yeah, I'll make a more revised.
Sure. Just feedback. Skills.
Uploads? What's it under? Yeah, uploads.
And then sanity. Was there a sanity clause?
Sanity.
I'm still wrestling with the sanity.
Really?
Yeah. Or is that kind of like your entropy idea? Is it would feed
It's
into
going to be
something
similar
like
to that, I
Yeah.
think.
So now, then we can go to our buying our skills, but skill points are acquired through education times 2 plus 8.
Yeah.
Is that with the feedback from the Vast Dominions game?
I believe so.
Okay,
I believe it
because
is.
we're a little.
So go through that again.
Please do not cut that number down. 'cause I
Education
need
times
need
2
every
plus
last goddamn
8
one
are
of
going to
them.
be your skill points.
Because I believe it was originally 6 plus 6.
Yes, it was.
Plus 8 is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
Um,
because we were like, it's a little lean.
okay, so then my question there is, gaining proficiency at 0 costs 1 point?
It costs a half a point.
Half a
What's the
point.
chart saying?
The
now?
chart says it's
Oh
half
yeah,
a point.
because the chart got revised at some point. So let's
Skill
make
level
sure.
0 is 0.5.
Okay.
Skill level 0, familiar, 0.5.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 1, 2,
Let me
4,
see something
6.
now.
Hey yo.
If they'll make it more expensive than that, I'm going to be in trouble.
No. I just want to make sure that chart is...
Right before chapter 4 starts.
Well, yeah, but in the text, it says, for 1 skill point, you can purchase a skill at 0 level.
Oh,
So I-
well, yeah.
So,
I think half point is better. Because then it would also be 1 point at skill level 1.
yes.
So it would cost 2 points to get to skill level 1 instead of 1.5 points.
Exactly, yeah.
And this skill level chart needs to be next to the skills. It's at the end.
I
Now,
thought it was in the other one.
that's because I haven't laid the book out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just inserted them in here so they would be there.
Because I saw the chart and I started going forward, and I'm like, "There's no." So I
Yeah.
went back. Oh, there it is.
Don't worry, guys. I'm taking astrogation.
Astrogation.
Give this back to me because I'm
Silver
going to make
rigging.
some
That's
notes
going to
in
be
it.
useful.
Yeah.
I'll give you another
my
copy
God.
later.
Well, that's fine.
So it's education times 2 plus 8. So if your education is...
So if your education is 4, you end up with 16.
Let's do it this way for simplicity's sake.
Okay?
Yeah, I think our thing.
Let me
was
think
something
about
like
this.
that, but even that's not the right one. Where are you?
Stu, can you still hear me in the headphones?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I just stomped on my cord and tried to unplug it. So
No, that's fine.
yeah,
Why?
clumsy orcs.
What I'm thinking of doing is doubling the points And then revising the table so you don't have a half point because it seems kind of clunky.
So it's times 4 instead of times 2.
So it'd be education times 4 plus 16.
Oh, I could live with that.
So
Education times what?
and then
times
you need
4.
Whoa.
Is that right?
and you need 1, and then you would need 1 to get
That's
a
a
skill
lot.
at 0.
Then you'd need 1. But then
Okay.
basically the table would double.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is the one I had from 916, and I thought this was the one you did after
Okay, see
our
that
feedback.
I put the wrong table in
Okay.
here. Is
'Cause
what
I
did.
think this
So what
was-
is the skill? Oh, see, the skill level went up even more. It's education times 2 plus 12.
Okay. Yeah, because you did
This isn't
revise it, and I
revised.
thought this was the.
This says
so education times 4 plus 16.
Well, no, let's go ahead and do it
Okay.
this way because
Times 2 plus 12.
plus 12.
Okay.
Ed times 2 plus 12.
Yeah. That's
And then-
going to kill me.
And then the table,
That's always been the trickiest part of Moment of Truth, is wanting a lot of frickin' skills and
All right,
having
and
to
so
kinda-
what are the skill level costs?
1 for that
now,
half one
now let me ask you,
Two.
should I make it
for the next
one per 1 to 1 again and just change it for when it's time for XP spends?
We're gonna
like
have some
character-
really high skills.
Are you?
Yeah,
Would be
because
too
then it gets big.
Not for me.
Well, you have to have every skill.
Well, what's
I
your
need like
education?
6 skills.
I picked 3,
Yeah.
which should be
I have-
just above average.
Right.
But
So you have
plus 12,
18 skill points.
I have
That felt
I have 16 skills, and that is only to cover magic.
yeah.
Well, you don't. What circle are you in? Because you don't get all of the all of the
this is what it
all
would
of
look
those
like.
Okay, so it's
depending on what circle you're in.
1, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Unless
I didn't see anything on the circles.
It's near the bottom of the.
Well, that might be in your favor then, Jib, if you don't have to have everything.
yeah, I guess the only other thing would be what if it was 1, 2, 3. I don't know,
Yeah, like
5, 7, or
I've often
because this
seen
is what the
the
That's what I-
master
yeah.
level is like doubled, but then up
Yeah.
to that maximum point, it's like a sort of it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the master would be like 8.
because you think because otherwise it would be really hard to just be skilled at something. You're going to have to spend 4 points to get skilled.
Right.
Versus just trained or familiar. And the things that you're the best at, just say you even say, well, no, you're only going to be really good at 2 things, and that's just skilled. That's already 8 points.
Circles are not in here, Stu.
I think they're in this.
7 points.
They're in this.
Yeah, 4 plus 2 plus 1.
No, I was just saying
The
to
colleges,
get 4
the
on
co-
2
there's
things
Okay, the colleges are there.
would be 8 points, wouldn't it?
Yeah, when it says at the
Okay.
Ooh, I
I
have
wanna
to
be
ask that.
yeah.
So, Stu, if I want skilled, which is the
2.
rank 2, which is, do I have to purchase 0, 1, and 2?
No.
No, but it costs you 4.
Okay.
You
So it
just-
doesn't cost 1 plus 2 plus 4. It just costs that level.
Yes.
It's not exponential.
Yeah,
just
Oh,
but
okay,
that's what I
that's-
meant. That's what I meant. If you wanted 2 things that skilled, that's 8 points.
Yeah,
though,
that is
4 and
8
4.
points of your skills.
Which is-
2 skilled skills.
And that skilled isn't. I mean, we don't have to be badass like
Yeah. Should we change it to 3
mofo's.
Yeah, I think if
I
you
think-
did
yeah.
if you did like 1, 2, 3,
and then it
And
bumps
then
up?
and then
5,
like
7 or 5, 8.
Yeah, 5, 7 or 5, 8, 6, 8 or
I'll put 6, 8.
Okay.
So we'll just change skilled from
Okay.
4 to.
Okay.
Or, yeah, 4.
1, 2, 3.
yeah, 1, 2,
1, 2,
3,
3, 6, 8.
6, 8.
Because then at that point you are, you're theoretically showing real mastery of your.
And it's supposed to be simple. The 1-to-1 makes a lot more sense than having a half a point that you're now dividing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people are try to keep this simple. If it's a 1-to-1 straight across, everybody's going to be able to read that and go. I was waiting till you guys suss that out before I
And the-
voiced that particular
And
opinion.
the difference,
agree.
Jason, tell me if I'm wrong, Stu, but having something at familiar, even though you're having it at 0, so you're paying a skill point. It means you can get 5s and 6s for
Yes.
success versus just okay
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
just counting 6s,
Yeah.
which would suck.
as an unskilled roll.
Do you not have that? Is that
Yes,
not in there?
it's there.
Okay.
So I can pick 2 of those,
Okay.
and I'm going to do that, and then
And I'm sorry, what was the final education skill point calculation?
Plus education times 2 plus 12.
Yeah.
Still times 2.
Times 2
Yeah.
plus
Okay.
12.
And okay, explain to me how we buy circles of magic, because
Let me see if I had figured this out yet.
What'd you have to take down as an orc besides? It was something like
Agility and education.
education.
Yeah, so I had to
That
put a
was
point
your-
in that to not get totally hamstringed.
But your endurance,
Endurance and strength
And
got
strength,
a
they're
boost.
badass,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so that was
which
nice.
makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so skill.
Well, you know, for it, do you want to be are you want to be second circle?
that was the idea.
Okay, just assume you're at that, just for playtest purposes.
Okay.
'Cause
So
there's a. I haven't determined yet what it's going to be, but there's going to be basically an XP cost, along with something that happens in story for you to go from one circle to the next.
okay.
I assume we don't have much access to rifles and pistols at this point?
No. There's actually. Oh, I don't know if I printed it out.
So the calculation for skill points is education,
times 2
2
plus 12.
plus 12. Okay, 4 more. Got it.
Let me find.
Do I need a skill point to make use of a shield?
I don't think so.
Or is that just
No,
part
you
of
don't.
melee one-handed?
Yeah. Where is?
Did you write martial arts down?
I'm not taking martial arts. I'm not actually a monk.
You have brawling though.
I don't think so.
I know. I'm writing down everything that sounds good, and then I'm going to start crossing them out
Yeah,
because
me too.
I will
just-
not. Yeah.
Now you don't
'Cause
have you don't have a language specialty, so I'm just going to go with conversation.
Well, that's a specific social skill. I would take it as a talent. Take like. How many languages do you know?
I don't know. I was thinking
All of
German
them.
and French and Orcish. So really only 2 other than the...
I would say that would be like a
Oh,
1
fine.
point talent
Okay.
or boon or something. Maybe which is in the next section.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. So you have to buy these talents. For example, good hearing.
Yeah, you buy them with
Right.
problems.
Okay.
You take a problem, and that gives you the ability to buy talents or boons.
What problem we make?
What problem make when you know problem?
Can I get solar rigging?
Sure, if you want it. Yeah, I don't know if you have much use.
Came in real handy in our last game.
I'm
Yes.
taking astrogation.
And communications, transmitters and receivers,
Okay.
computers.
So, Stu, here's what I've got. With an education of 4,
Oh, man.
I end up with 16 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have, and as a second circle initiate, I have all of the elemental.
Right.
That's 4. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is 15 total skills.
Oh,
Total skills.
total skills
Total
for
skills.
everything. Okay.
Right. Of those, the magic ones are Exponentia, Genesis, Prescience, and Reductum. That's based on skill on those circles.
Okay.
Okay. And Vitae.
Right.
Okay. Everything is at 0 except for air, which is at 1.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know about being able to double your magic pool.
Right.
That's why you don't have to have. I mean, you can have low skill levels. Just still stack them up. Of course, doing that when you have a big dice pool is really scary.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the one thing about it is, the higher your skill level is, the more likely you're going to get ones. That's one of the reasons I'm taking out the setback rule. Like if you get roll 2 ones, it's going to happen more often the more skilled you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it out.
Well, what Shadowrun does is if half your dice come up once.
Oh, okay.
So
That might be, yeah.
Right.
so if you're rolling, but that means if you're rolling 2 dice, you're
One
at
is
risk.
right.
But
Right, but that means if you want a bigger pool,
yes,
because
yeah.
the bigger pool helps you.
it
helps protect
encourages
you from
you
that.
to get the bigger pool.
So, I have 3 problems, 1 talent currently. That 1 talent is magic.
Right.
I'll probably add another talent. Just but it'll probably be something like astronomy.
Right.
Or something related to astronomy or something like that. My non-magical skills are melee one-handed, which I'm not very good at, but I figured I needed some kind of defense.
Sure.
Botany, chemistry, history, medic, and astronomy.
Okay.
And then, do you want to hear about problems now, or do you want to wait for later?
Not yet.
Okay.
When I'm ready to take them.
Okay. Because I think I'm done.
I have all the skills that I didn't want to.
So now I'm going to get a sandwich.
Yes, please.
That's your reward.
I wrote down 14 skills. So even at 0 cost, that would leave me 4 points. So now I got to start scratching stuff.
Oh, that's right. You can buy a skill at 0, huh? I forgot about that. I have
but
one
it still
at 1.
costs you a point.
Right.
Right.
So at 1 is at 2 points? I'm doing the math.
Yeah,
right.
it's freaking 2
See,
points.
I was doing the math.
Yeah,
wrong.
I want more points on this. I swear he changed
me
it to
start this
times
again.
3 at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like we could skip
Like-
the 0 level, but that's just me.
Well, what having a skill at 0 level allows you to do,
It's
Yeah.
roll 5s and 6s. And,
But
yeah.
but otherwise, like what you're saying is take out the 0, but then if we drop the numbers, then you could have 1 at 1,
Yeah.
Two
One,
at-
one
two at
costs
2.
1, 2 costs 2, 3 costs 3.
or 3 could cost 4. That's when you could start saying, okay, yeah, if 3 costs 4,
Right.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
That was kind of my. But, that's
Yeah,
all right.
especially when you look at the skill level description and you're saying 0 is just that you're familiar with something. Mm-hmm. 1 is trained, and 2 is skilled. So I'm having a hard time making somebody that I want to be more than maybe one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. Is that fair to say? So, because I could make a badass bow person that's got survival and stealth, archery. But I'm having trouble doing the other part of the character that I would want to have here.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
So we should talk to Stu about that when we get back. Because I feel like, especially in this setting, because if 2 is, what are the labels there? 2 is actually above average in statistics, and we get to start at 2, so we're a little bit above average. So 3 would be, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong
4
thing.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong thing.
We're poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're right here on chapter 3 tables. That's
Yeah,
the
no,
one
I
you're
was
going
looking
for.
at the stat points versus the statistic level. So honestly, even getting having average level of education, we're having to bump from poor.
Yeah.
Oh, you're at chapter 2 still.
No, I'm just talking because I'm trying to buy skills, and it's feeling like even though I bumped my education to be average, apparently, I'm having a hard time making more than a kind of two-dimensional character.
So you're talking about lowering your stats to buy stuff, because you're what you're looking at is the stat table.
Yeah.
Further along is the skill table.
No,
chapter 3.
I
right.
definitely no. So
I'm
what I was
confused
doing, no, here's where I was going. I went backwards because I'm like, we should be skilled at some of the stuff that we're good at.
Yes,
So
we
you
should have-
automatically have to spend 3 points.
Yes.
But at the same time, then you're only buying skills, like maybe you get 6, 7 skills, maybe. But then you have to kind of be a little more one-dimensional because you have to say, I'm a ranger, I'm
Yeah. Well,
a talker.
Generalizing in this game is very pricey.
yeah.
If
So-
you want to be decent at it.
But correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong, because
Yes,
I don't want
sir.
to put words in your mouth.
Yeah.
But I think what you're saying is 2 ranks in a skill says you're skilled.
Yeah.
2 ranks in a stat says you're piss poor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, is that what you're saying feels
In
like
a
a
way,
discrepancy?
yeah, because then where I take that is I bumped up my piss poor to be better, but I'm still having trouble being decent at anything I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
your
like
actual
I'm
skills.
I'm actually average, but I had to put money into being not.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it's because we're starting as being poorer, but we should start as being average. Maybe that's what I'll ask him, because honestly, it's like.
Yeah, because the first point in the skill at 0 level,
Is getting you to not be.
it's inviting you to roll your stat by itself,
Yeah.
which would be 2 or 3, and the average person who's familiar with doing whatever would then roll 3 dice, and your chances of getting a 5 or 6 are, a third on each die. But No.
Well, and what kind of stories do you want to tell, I guess, at the end of the day? Like, are you telling stories about, even if you're telling stories about average people, like, it doesn't seem like you would want to have them, the skeleton of the character start at poor, necessarily. I mean, maybe you do, because maybe you do just want this to be average people with a little bit of.
The mechanics of the game are in our favor too. A skill at 0 or a skill at 1 is still very effectual.
Yeah, so maybe it's I'm having a hard time because literally the labels also. I was just saying it's harder to make more than a one-dimensional character if you want, like, I can make a bowman, like I can make an archer with my skills, but I actually had to bump my education from being poor to average just to get, like, kind of to be able to spread out a little bit more. So maybe I was once again feeling like, okay, is it the points that I don't have to spend so that I can be a little more two-dimensional or fleshed out? Or is it the fact that it literally says you're not, like, you're poor if you're a 2 in a stat. You're poor.
Right.
So just to get to average, you're having to spend a number of your...
And those... This it's going to be very different than the other game because the dial's going to go back to more of the gritty side now.
The other game was much more pulpy.
And then,
So does that mean we're going to need 2 hits? Okay,
2 successes.
so an average person rolling a skill, would they get 1 thing? They're going to roll 4 dice at something the average person is reasonably good at, and that they're going to fail most of the time.
4 dice, 40% of the time. No, with 4 dice, 40% of the time they'll succeed. Well, it's not just a routine thing. It's like a typical challenge. It's not a It's not like I'm doing my everyday job.
So just to help me put it in perspective, if we're one of the Pope's archers. Right. How many dice would you expect a sort of professional soldier archer to be rolling?
Like an archer who's doing it all day long, he's probably going to have a 3, I think, in archery.
In archery, which is
and how
maybe a 4.
How much in agility?
Well, his that stat is probably going to be a 3, I would imagine.
Okay.
So you're looking at about a 6 dice pool, 5 to 6, I would say.
Okay.
So at 2, you're hitting between 53 and 64% of the time.
Right, but he's not a novice level character.
No, I understand that. Yeah, that's fine. I was just trying to get the scope of the game.
No, me too. And that
I mean, we can. Now, I have not run it with 2 successes required in a long time. Should it be 1?
I don't know until we run it. I mean, we're going to have to see how this feels.
Let's try it at 2 and see what happens.
Well, and that's what I was saying. Like, that could be the difference, and you weren't in the room. That, like, what kind of stories do we want to tell with this system? Is this where people start off as being subpar, so they're putting some skill points or stat points into things to make them above average,
right?
And they're average-ish people with maybe one-ish thing they do pretty well that are out in this world.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. This is definitely a bleaker setting than the last one. I mean, there's an Inquisition going on. It's not a good time.
No, but I'm also trying to think of this is a character that my tribe thought was worthy of sending out to the
right.
So just trying to think through the
right.
Oh, for sure.
How many points should I have in something to represent that she is a worthy champion of the tribe?
Right.
So yeah, that's fine.
What do you use? Is it perception for most of the social skills when you're? I know some of it is okay. That's what I thought I remember.
Sometimes it's will. I mean, it could.
Yeah.
It totally depends on
what
the
you're
situation.
doing.
Yeah. There's no.
Okay.
Like rule of thumb. It's whatever.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna stick with that then.
Yeah. If it turns out 2 ends up not being attainable enough, we can always just switch it to 1. Because I don't think I've play tested it with 2 successes in a long time. It's probably been a couple of years.
Yeah, basically, what Shadowrun does 5s and 6s as well, and that first hit means you succeeded, and then the other hits will stage up and create an effect or something. But again, Shadowrun's rolling. Your beginner dice pool is like 8 dice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy metric.
Yeah. Like you could definitely start with a 4 in agility and a 4 in firearms, and have a bunch of other skills as well.
Oh, really?
Because your average Joe is going to have between 20 and 30 skill points to start out with, and the average attribute is 3 or 4 out of 6.
Right.
So it's just a different, but it's also like that's a big high flying cyberpunk campaign. So it's
Cross you out.
You start out as the best of the best. You're not just working your way up.
right.
This game started out as a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was basically sort of like a slightly more modern version of something like Call of Cthulhu or something like that.
Sure. Cool.
Now, the one thing I forgot to share with you guys, and I can't PDF it right now because I don't have the software I need on this computer, is I added weapons, only hand weapons so far, to the Bloodblade and Tusk document. I will send that out tonight. It also has money and how money works, because basically in this era they were still using Roman coinage.
Mm-hmm.
There are basically 3 coins. The bottom one was called an as, because the plural is asses, A-S-S-E-S, and that was a small coin usually made out of copper or bronze.
So you got to spend ass to get what you want.
Exactly.
I love it. I want that.
I wonder if that's where half-assed comes from.
Could be.
Seems like it might be. I mean, having a donkey doesn't seem like anything.
Right. And then, but 10 asses make a denarius, which was the normal coin of Rome. And then 12 denarii make a sou, S-O-U.
Right.
And those were made out of gold.
So sue me.
No scooty.
Right. But I sat down and figured out, I found someone that had a list of prices in France using Roman currency in the 12th century. And I'm like, thank you. This is exactly what I need. But it was like 4 things. A haircut. This is stuff that was actually historically documented.
Right.
A pound of pork meat. A pound of grapes. And I think a typical meal. Those were the 4 things they listed. So from those, I sort of extrapolated kind of how much knives and swords would cost. I've also got two basically quality levels of some weapons.
Okay.
There's like cheap short swords and good short swords, and there's cheap broadswords and good broadswords. So, and that mostly that's the damage numbers that affect those. But I'll send that out tonight so you guys can see it. I'll also need to figure out how to do starting wealth, because in this sort of game, that's gonna matter. Money's gonna matter.
I have 2 more points to spend.
Let me get my Word, Microsoft OneNote up.
Do you have a skill above 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, at 2.
Oh, that me too. Yeah. You
You
do?
got 1 skill at 1,
I
probably.
got 1 skill at 1.
Do you have to have that many? What are your skills? I'm curious.
Well, like 8 of them are magic skills.
8 of them are magic
Yeah.
skills.
So you need, what different types of skills do you need for magic then?
All of them.
There's a lot of them.
All
No, but
kinds
what are they? Is it like
fire, water, air,
Yeah.
earth, exponentia, genesis, prescience, reductum, vitae, and then I have melee 200 weapons, so I can try to not get killed. Botany, chemistry, history, medic, and astronomy, and that's with a fucking 4 education.
Wow.
But look at all those magic skills you have.
I know.
That's a lot.
So what
That's a
do your
lot.
stats look like?
They're all ones.
Your endurance, strength. Like, did you tank anything to get
No,
more?
I didn't
Okay.
tank anything.
Me either. But I do have just a 2 in endurance and strength.
I have a
I
2
left
in
'em.
endurance, strength, and perception.
Gotcha.
And 4s in agility, will, and education.
Will and education. Yeah. Right now, I have 2s in endurance and strength, but I have a 4 in agility, 3 in will, 4 in perception, and a 3 in education. And I backed off my 14 skills by having, so far I have 1, 2.
Wait, you should have 16 skill points.
Oh, I know, but I just have 11 skills
Oh.
is what I ended up,
Right.
and then I
What's your
started buffing
education?
them. 3.
Oh,
so
no,
I have
then you
18 points.
Then you should have 18. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 2 more points to spend because my highest is archery at a 2. Everything's at a 0 except I have archery at a 2, and then right now I have athletics, stealth, and survival at 1s. But I do have
I have more skill points
2 more
to spend.
points to spend.
I have more skill points to spend that I haven't spent.
Uh-oh.
Awesome.
Well, see, because you should have 4 times,
8 plus 12 is 20. I have 4 more skill points to spend.
So
And if you'd started, by the way, if you'd started as a in the first circle, that dramatically cuts down the number
Right.
of powers available to you.
Right.
I almost forgot to bank some skill points.
Oh, for your
Yeah.
chat room wants to know what SOU is. SOU.
Southern Oregon University, where my daughter goes.
Probably can't see the word dad.
Yeah, just dad.
Yay.
So while they're doing that, how do talents work?
Basically, you pick a skill and a circumstance and come up with a situation under which you get a bonus.
So if I know French and German as languages,
That's more of like a boon, I guess.
all right.
I would make that a boon. The boons are actually stuff that makes life easier. So I would say that you're make it like multilingual.
And there's
then list
there's
the
a
languages.
number of times per session that we can do that.
The talents,
Twice?
it's twice per
Right.
session, or you can spend
it
a
was.
moment of truth and activate it
Right.
as long as you have moments.
But
of
for a boon, it's so
That's just something that you have. Like
okay.
The examples I give are allies. You carry a badge.
Right,
you're
right.
famous. You're nobility. You're
No,
wealthy.
I was looking through that. Should I just buy a linguist and say that I know
Multilingual.
languages, or should I
Multilingual.
multilingual?
Yeah.
Okay. And how would that?
And just list which languages you know.
Traits, talents, boons, and problems.
I have to have the magic talent, but I don't. It doesn't really tie to.
You just have to have that in order to do it.
Right.
Yeah. But then you have to just buy enough problems to counteract
Right.
that.
2 is what it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, because boons cost more than talents, didn't they? Or
It doesn't actually say
no,
how to buy a boon or what it's all about.
it did in the other.
I thought
Boons
Yeah,
are
just-
things
you
your
take-
character
you took 'em
you
a
like
book.
a little bit easier.
you take a boon by taking a problem.
There it is
end
at the
of the
very
fir-
bottom. You take a boon by taking a problem.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. No, make sure you get this back to me because I've got.
Oh, I will.
notes.
I
But
will.
for some reason, I thought boons cost more than
Nope.
talents did.
Nope, same.
Okay,
I simplified it.
gotcha. Okay.
And the mechanical impact of boons is
It's more of a narrative impact.
narrative impact. That's
Yeah,
good.
'cause that's
that,
like-
that fits what I have from my boon.
Talents are
Okay.
add 3d6 to a single roll twice a game.
Is it fair to add oppressed to an orc in the setting, or I mean, it seems like we'd be oppressed anyway. Or I
It
mean,
depends where you are.
it talks about being treated differently based on since we're traveling into human lands.
Yeah,
But
you
we're
could
in
take.
Not that they do a very good job of oppressing us, but they certainly treat us differently.
Yes, yeah, I think you could take that as a yeah.
I mean, I'll leave it. My assumption was that I should leave it off, but if you feel like it's fair, then I'll add it. But
I'm assuming you guys aren't going to be traveling through like the closely held region territories of
We're
Christendom.
not going to the Vatican.
Right, right. So I don't. You can take it. I think you can. If you take it, I think you probably both should.
Well, how do you feel about that?
I'm sorry, I was busy trying to look up problems. What were you?
Well, yeah,
That's what he's talking
we're
about.
talking about problems. We're talking about whether oppressed
Yeah.
suits an orc
Right.
in human lands.
That's what I was just looking
I
at.
think it
you've
depends
got,
on who
we've
you
got
ask.
bounty, we've got oppressed, and we've got
Yeah.
I really see them as being that
and
approach.
we've
I-
got enemy.
As
Yeah.
a Frenchman, as
So
a French woman,
none of those would really be a
I
problem.
don't know that I think of that.
Yeah.
Same with rival, maybe.
Yeah, well, I was thinking I might have a rival back in the tribe
It's possible.
of, like, why does she get to go do this?
Or that's why you got kicked out.
Yeah, we're going to send you off to do this. Congratulations on your promotion. What? Because I was thinking she might be in the family of the chieftain, like in line
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
the chieftain, but got sent on this shit duty for something she did.
Oh, that could be. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll put rival down as well.
sure.
So, Stork, do you feel like we as orcs should take the oppressed problem or not worry about that one because we'll just deal with it in roleplay?
I think we're going to deal with it in roleplay regardless.
Yeah, me
I
too.
really don't think that is a problem for us. I mean,
Yeah.
I would get it if you were,
Yeah.
yeah. All orcs are
That was kinda
oppressed
my
and
feeling
are
as
also
well.
probably.
Bad reputation and anger issues.
Well, no, that's a personality thing. You
Yeah,
can be
that
nice,
is.
But I
That
mean,
is.
I would think bounty maybe is also off the table because
Yeah. I am going to take rival, though, because I think my sister or somebody like
Which
got me in line
Set
for
you
this. Yeah. Made me look like an ass in front of the tribe and,
okay.
you know.
Okay.
now problems are 1-to-1 with boons, right? So for every boon, you have to have one problem.
That's why problem you make.
Yes.
Exactly.
For those who are watching live, I just updated momentoftruthrpg.com, and you can get the latest revision of the rules.
Groovy.
They're
So
up there.
problems and boons go together.
momentoftruthrpg.com.
I have 3 problems. So I get 3 boons. Is that accurate?
3 problems gives you 3 boons.
All right.
Boons or talents.
Oh, or
Some
talents.
combination of.
Yeah.
How do I want to put this?
They both cost the same. And you also sounds like you can make up a boon or a talent. You give
Yeah,
examples.
absolutely, yeah. I just give you just a
Oh.
couple of examples.
Okay.
And is that the same also for problems?
Yes, absolutely.
So we're not restricted to this
No.
list of
Oh
10
no.
things.
No. Yeah, you can come up with whatever you want.
Yeah, so in the boons, would it be all right for me to take the nobility thing as a, family member of the...
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if we meet other people from our tribe or other tribes, they're still going to be like, oh, you're the daughter of so-and-so.
Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay,
that's
so I'm going
fine.
to take nobility.
Are you guys maybe from the same tribe or different?
I don't know.
Let's just make it
Thank
from
you.
the same tribe. Makes more sense.
Okay.
And there's lots of reasons we could be leaving. We haven't even gotten there yet. It could be that there's just not enough food and the 2 useless ones get sent out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got set up for something.
Yeah.
And if we were friends or something, I might be like, I have to go, and I'd like it if you came with me, but you
I'm
don't
curious,
have to.
so I'm just going to go with you anyway.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm a bard. I'm
Yeah.
a lore keeper. I got to find stuff out. So I would have just done it.
I like that.
You know what? I'm going to get rid of my second one here and make it impulsive because that will play right into that. Curious and impulsive.
Oh, boy.
I'm just marking my pages.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I'm actually done.
Okay. Well, we still have the connection and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, gee, dude. Oh, dude. Make the rest of us look bad, you guys on that side of the
So
table.
I don't want to turn into a munchkin. So I'm genuinely asking about a potential talent option. I noticed the natural sniper. These are different bonuses and things. Would there be room for something like Shield Maiden? Like when you have a shield and a one-hander, there's like a bonus to defense or bonus to the things you're doing. Because I don't want to twink out one skill. But
now the way it works is in a game session you get it twice. You get that bonus twice. So it would be like in one round of combat, you can add 3 dice to your dice pool, because when we get into combat, you can take dice out of your attack pool in pairs and increase the TN for other people to hit you.
Yeah, okay.
So you're fighting more defensively.
Yeah.
So, and you could use that for that.
So I could put 3. I could take 2 of those 3, put it in my defense pool, and keep
now
1.
they need a TN 3 to hit you.
Yeah. Okay.
Rather than 2. Yeah.
Well, I like the sound of that.
You could do that, and then you could do that twice per session, which means 2 rounds.
Yeah. Okay.
For free, and then you have to spend a moment of truth every time you want to do it.
Okay. So I could put Shield Specialist as my talent.
Sure.
Okay.
In the chat room, they said if there was ever a time to munchkin out your character, it would be now when you're testing us.
Okay.
So they're giving you permission if
Fair
you
enough.
needed any.
I need one more boon or talent.
Stu sounds very far away. Mic check.
I just took my microphone
Okay,
off 'cause I'm gonna
that's
get
probably why.
Another not soda.
I don't know if they can see this. Oh, you can't see this.
Oh, secrets.
I'm thinking.
Secrets.
I don't know if you can see that. I know. Okay.
Yeah, today was purple egg hatching day. Actually, all weekend was purple egg hatching weekend.
Wait, what?
Pokemon Go.
That's why you did your long walk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yesterday and today.
I see
Do
you.
you get more fancier things?
Well, purple eggs have rarer Pokemon in them, but you have to walk 10 kilometers
Right.
to hatch one.
Yeah, I have two. I have 2 in the oven.
Would
in
it
my little.
would it apply to take the wealthy talent, or is that going to be sort of an irrelevant?
I don't
Component.
think it's going to be irrelevant. I will.
Okay.
I'm going to send you guys. If you want to take it, you can. We'll have to figure out what the. I will this over the next couple weeks figure out what the
Okay.
game effect of that is.
Sure.
Because I'm going to have some sort of way to determine how much starting wealth you have as
Oh,
a
okay.
character.
And so with that talent, it might.
It's gonna-
or not talent, boon.
It's going to increase either, 3 or 4 fold or something like that.
Would you like some wine?
Yeah.
Not
All right.
yet.
Well, I'm going to take nobility and wealthy from the boons, and then my talent is that shield specialist idea. So,
Cool.
yeah. So, like, outside the tribe, they're like, "Oh yeah, you're the daughter of so and so. That's pretty sweet." But
Cool.
in the tribe, she's lost face,
Right.
and that's why she has this shit duty
That makes sense.
Oh,
to go
That
out
makes
and.
sense.
gotcha.
And I think it's even probably to the extent that the tribe would not want to embarrass her in front of other tribes.
Right.
Because then the tribe would lose face.
Right.
But they still are like, okay, but you fucked up, or at least it looks like you fucked up, and you have to go do this thing.
Right.
So, okay, cool. That's fun.
I really only need the one.
Oh, do I need a spellcasting boon or talent?
Oh, yes.
If I want to get to
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Okay,
It
so I
co-
might have to erase one of those. Or take an extra problem.
It takes 2 problems to cast magic.
Okay.
2 problems.
Yeah, well, it costs 2 problems. So
Oh, I see.
so if you it is a double sized boon.
Yeah, got it.
Or
Okay.
talent or what I want to call it.
So then I have to, and I can only have 4 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll drop the wealthy thing. Because also, I mean, the reason why I was asking about wealthy is because we're going to be away from the tribe, and she doesn't have access to, like, she is noble, but how do you get money? She's not carrying a treasure chest with her, so.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we'll drop wealthy, and is that a boon or talent that is magical?
Talent.
Talent, thank you. Magical girl.
So I'm going to put musician under talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a skill.
Do I have like a I don't have
You
like a
acting.
Well, I would make it a skill. I mean, it's a skill.
Acting gives you the ability to conceal motives, moods, identity, that kind of thing. That's the closest you have to a performance.
I would make a performance skill.
Okay. So if I just say performance, does that include acting, music?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the skills reasonably general.
So let's just make it performance.
Since there's so few skill points.
That's actually a good word. Okay, so then I don't need, and I can get rid of one of my problems because I really only need the one boon, which is multilingual. Yes? Yes.
Yeah.
How about reading and writing? Where does that fall under?
That's a talent.
Going to need
Although
that
if you
one
have-
problem back.
If you have
Magic.
I'm going to assume if you have the magical talent that includes literacy.
Okay.
But
okay.
in this setting,
You know what? I'm just
You
going to
would
call this boon
normally pay for
literacy. That's
literacy.
a much better
Right.
thing. That might be a good one to put on the list because I've just sort of assumed that if you knew history, that okay, so literacy is actually a thing. So all right, I put that under boons. Yes, is literacy a boon or is it a skill?
Literacy is a talent.
Fine, literacy is a talent. They both cost the same.
Well, talents have a mechanical effect.
Okay,
I would make it a boon. It doesn't matter.
I was just going on what he said 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was wrong.
don't correct him.
I wouldn't think of it.
All right, so my boons are multilingual and literacy.
Okay.
Does that sit right with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 2?
I have 2, and my problems are curious and impulsive
Okay.
because the 2 actually go hand in hand.
Those are the best.
Oh, and that makes sense for a bard because he's
No,
always
it
out there
is.
trying
Like,
to do stuff.
I wish I could. I'm not going to create that character, but those are the best. They just are.
They kind of go hand in hand.
This is where I'm going. If this looks okay to you, I haven't showed that to anybody else with problems.
Yeah.
Okay, and it has to do with that.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the right word for this problem.
Uh-huh.
It's like overconfident, but it boils down to don't you know who I am?
Oh, what would that be called?
Arrogant.
Maybe because I took honest and honorable.
Entitled?
Yeah, entitled.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. 'cause
Millennial?
She is.
He's an 1100s millennial.
She's honest and honorable. Those are other problems that she has. But I think because she is those things, she's also like, look at me.
Right.
I'm amazing.
Elitist?
Yeah, elitist. That's probably a
Yeah.
good.
Oh, sure.
Because entitled in this era actually has a meaning.
Yeah, because
other
it's
than-
titled.
Yeah, yeah.
So elitist.
If you're
would be-
entitled, it's because you have a title. Right.
Right.
Yeah, just pompous. She's an orc
Pompous?
paladin.
I
She's
see.
not a monk. She's a paladin.
See, and I play paladins opposite that.
Well, yeah, my
They're
paladin.
saying shut up,
Hungarian.
Jib, because you're not talking. I'm assuming.
So
It's like we're all
elitist
like,
maybe?
"Blah, blah."
He's
Yeah.
finished his
For lack of a
character.
better
already.
word.
No,
I'm going to
it's
call
true.
it elitist.
You kind of knew where you were
I knew
going
where I
with
was
that.
going.
I wasn't sure.
Okay.
No.
And then
I
that
think I
will
got
buy the magical talent.
I didn't have much to think out
Got
other than how to
letters
make
just
So
things
did you
falling
fit
not
together
together the way I
do
wanted them.
because yours isn't made yet? Did you not have to reserve as many skill points?
I
for-
reserved
wanna-
4 skill
do you wanna
points.
look
I
at
don't
my
know what I'm
character?
going to use them
Just
for.
to make
Yeah.
sure that. So I wrote the math next to the points, and then my skills are listed there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because he's a bard, he's kind of a generalist because he kind of needs some of those things. But I guess
Right.
at some point I'll be able to improve them.
You took a lot of the social skills.
Mhm.
Right.
I took all of them.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Excellent.
And I'm going to lump performance in with acting, singing,
Yeah, yeah.
performing arts.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, I have a really complicated vision of bards, but I'll share it with you as well, because bards are also information gatherers.
Yes.
So, which is another name for that would be spy.
Mm-hmm.
Because who else can be sitting right next to the king or queen, whether you're a jester or a musician, listening in on high-powered conversations?
Absolutely.
and they're also tasked with giving messages back and forth. So bards can be a lot more complicated, and it's full of court intrigue or even just day-to-day stuff, because they're the ones that disseminate information.
Right.
And they disseminate false information. They can be bought off, paid off, whatever. They could also be acrobats and second story men, because you know,
I'm right there with you.
and makeup and subterfuge. So there's a lot going on with the bard that people don't normally play.
Okay. Does everyone have is everyone done?
I think so.
I got
Okay.
I got a little
wanna-
tweak,
Does
but
it
I'm
have-
not.
yeah, I'll just take a peek. I will ask everyone to like shoot a picture of their.
Yeah, who knows if my notes make any sense, but I
And I'll
think I added it. I saved 4 skill points. That's my notation.
It was
there.
actually because you used the word millennial as a slur. So pistols at dawn, sir.
Yeah, man, millennials are going to be pulling our asses out of the fire for a long
Yeah,
time.
well, one hopes.
If they could
That's
see
what
past
I was
their beards.
promised. I was promised. I read a book like, I don't know, 10
know-
years ago about how the millennials were going to save.
It is a
Save us all.
it is a trial for every generation to get shit when they turn into their 20s from the previous generations. Remember
Yeah.
Generation X?
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
we were going to be the cause of all the world's ills.
The problem with me is that I'm like right at the tail end of the baby boomers, and I'm not really. So I'm like I fell
I'm
right in
Generation
between.
X. I'm X.
Right in between.
And we were like,
But were you
oh, they're
Generation
slackers.
Next?
No.
Oh, the Spice Girls.
But there was Y, Generation Y.
I know. I was just Generation Next was the Spice Girls.
What do they call
season.
kids being born now? Do they have a name for that yet?
Sorry.
Youngins.
Apologies, young folks, for
Yeah. Looks good.
the detritus and despair you will be left in the wake of a Cheeto.
She's not bitter at all.
No, it's just really using words I'm going to have to look up.
Yeah.
Cool. Welcome to my Tuesday.
Tetris?
Yeah.
Isn't
I
that a
said
game
that.
with those shapes that fall?
mean
I
Detritus?
said nothing. Detritus.
Detritus? Flotsam and Jetsam?
Does anyone have character names yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I kind of forgot
do.
to do that
I
part.
do.
Jib, what is your character's name?
Dunkhead of Caledonia.
Spell that for me.
Dunchaid.
Did you just say Dunkhead?
Dunkhead.
Orc names.
Dunkhead. He's from
Did you
Caledonia.
not do that in the last name? And we were like, dude, don't name your character with
L-E-D-O-N-I-A, right?
something
Yeah.
that
Spell that
sounded
right?
like
I did.
asswipe or something.
No.
Yeah.
Can I borrow the map real quick?
Yeah.
Dunshade.
Dunkhead.
Oh, because are you from
I'm from
Britain,
I'm from Caledonia.
Look, there's an orc
Caledonia.
name generator.
which is
Oh, yeah, there's tons of
Scotland,
them.
It's the southern part of Scotland.
the southern part of Scotland.
Sorry.
Stork, did you like any of the
I had a
Particular-
spicy Thai beef salad.
tribes? Tribe
Late
names?
lunch.
No.
It was really good.
Go ahead and pick one.
They're kind of cut off, but
Ton.
'cause I don't-
Wu-Tang Crush.
Yeah.
No, that's different. That's
I can't do Zayrod. It's too close to Zaphod.
Rattan. How about the
No, I
rattan?
can't do rattan because it just reminds me of furniture.
Narbub.
Ratuk.
Narbub.
Okay, I like Ratuk. That's
I was
gotta
trying
be
to
good.
find one that's not on the common border.
Right.
So Ratuk.
Which one is that?
Ratu?
Is that the?
That's the one kind of down here in
Okay.
the middle.
Those are the ones that fought against the Spaniards and the Portuguese.
Yeah.
Right.
Do they have a
Same.
western coast?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They go.
okay.
They go all the way to
So
the Atlantic.
They have the coast.
They
okay.
did not take the Iberian
How do you spell
Peninsula.
Ratuk? That'd be our last name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
R-A apostrophe T-U-C-H.
Okay.
So it's I got Dilug, D-I-L-U-G, Ratuk.
Hold on. Dilug.
No, you know what? I'm changing it to Uzul or Uzul, U-Z-U-L, because that's even better.
That's a good one.
Oozle. That is a good. Yeah, it's a good one. And your is it R?
Ratuk.
R-A apostrophe T-U-C-H. Ratuk.
And in plural.
Those are
it's
words
tuchus.
you made up.
Yes,
So-
I know. I can't read it off the edge of the map.
Yeah. You can't blame us for that.
I don't blame you.
So Uzul, Ratuk. Ratuk.
I'm using the Google.
It's there's probably something in between there, like Ruzul, Ratuk.
Yeah,
Actually,
which
I for the I'm right now. The way I'm going to present Bloodblade and Tusk is there's going to be a book that's going to come out that's going to have very general setting stuff in it, and then I'm going to have smaller booklets I'm going to put out that are going to be much cheaper. So it's like the disputed territories, and it's like here's the cities and here's the people that are important in these cities, and Here's what the economy's like, etc. All that stuff.
I'm making a.
And I found a list of Frankish names,
Nice.
which that's that region.
Cool.
And every one of those names is a total winner. I mean, they're just fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking through a list now, and I'm like, I'm looking for a name that's going to be easy, and I'm not finding it, so I'll find one.
My name is Korat, Koraht.
Koraht.
Yeah, Korat. Ratuk.
So I'm thinking of making a linguist choice for you. So is of. So it's Uzul Aratuch.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Ratuk. I like that.
Oh, microphone.
Again, sorry.
Microphone.
Mic check. It's on the floor.
There's a lot of really good names in here, but they're very French Middle Ages.
Pierre.
Did you look up Frankish names? Because
I did.
there was actually the much smaller section of female Frankish names.
Oh,
but
see,
they
I have
were there.
a giant list, but it's French, medieval French feminine names I looked up.
I looked up Frankish name generator, and it was, I think, the first.
Oh, see, I'm looking at real names.
No, this was a actual list of real names.
Really? Yeah, these are crazy.
Frank, Francis.
Crespin,
There was
Constance,
Frankish names. Frank.
Right.
Dusseline, Dusselina,
Frank-ish.
Alessana, Emilde, Emisa, Etoinette. Okay, Gunnar doesn't seem, but it's in there. Isabella. Isabella. Mabilia. Opportuna. Sancta. Tucson.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Adeste.
Adeste.
It's from Adeste Fidelis. It's Latin.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get you the actual definition of Adeste, but it's got a nice ring to it. I actually named one of my Jedi characters that.
That is not
Approach or come. O come ye faithful, Adeste fidelis.
Oh, okay.
Adeste.
I mean, I'm assuming that it's an accurate
Adeste.
translation. Isn't there a way?
Floral presentation of Adestum. First word in the Latin Christmas called Adeste Fidelis. Okay, so let's look at the Wikipedia. Wiktionary.
Oh, those are some
Of
early
it.
ones.
All right. Oh, it's the present imperative of adsum.
Adsum.
I have to look that up now, and it doesn't.
Words are
Present
weird.
of Adese, perfect active. Okay. I am present. I arrive. I attend.
There you go. Come here.
Huh. Adeste.
Korat translates to leg breaker.
This is how languages are made. Languages are made.
I think I like that.
Adeste.
Yeah. What is that?
That's my phone. It's got the.
It does?
It's got the raindrop thing. Yeah,
These
listen.
tap noises are.
Does it make you want to pee?
No,
No.
It makes me think of a beautiful little fountain.
It does.
Yeah.
It's very Japanese.
Yeah.
It's very Zen garden.
Adeste. Is that how you're spelling it?
I don't know.
Oh.
How do I spell it?
I should write this
That
down.
would be how you spell it. Adeste.
How'd you spell
D-
oozle?
Uzul.
Adeste.
I like that.
Uzul Aratu.
Adeste.
Adeste.
That's my name.
So many apostrophes.
Yeah.
I did a apostrophe Ratuk. Yeah.
I did a hyphen, but I like a apostrophe. That makes
Yes,
sense.
we
'cause you would add
need
that.
we need all those apostrophes.
Uzul Aratu.
What was yours?
Oh, my name?
Yeah.
Adeste.
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 Does that also mean leg breaker?
It means, which
It means
Arrival, she who arrived.
Shut your face. Yeah.
makes sense. Girl,
Okay,
child,
Google.
Adeste.
Yeah.
How do you say leg breaker in French? Thank you.
How do you say it?
Interrupteur de jambes. An interrupter of legs.
Well, you know.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Google.
so much. That's the best.
Thank you.
Interrupter of legs.
There's probably a legendary orcish act
Yeah.
with that name.
Yeah.
Interrupter of legs.
What was Jib's?
Duncade. DUNCHAID.
CHAID. Got it.
Okay, now there's a little connection mechanic that I've never
Okay.
used before. That I just kind of came.
Ooh.
How do you spell your name?
KORAHT.
KORAHT.
Yeah.
Oozle.
Ratuk.
Tell us-
UZUL.
Tell me of your homeworld, Oozle. And Dunkade. With your weird Gaelic spellings.
That's IL, mind you.
Yeah,
Muad'Dib.
I need to reread that.
No, you don't. They go.
No, it's good.
Boy, they're long.
The first book is good though.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a good length. It's a concise story. The
Gina, what was your character's name again?
Adeste.
sequels go on.
Spell, please.
ADESTE.
Huh, gotcha.
They're not even
And
bad
Jason?
books. They're just KORAHT.
Korat.
Ratuk. Yeah.
Korat.
Korat.
Okay.
Ratuk.
Okay, so what you needed to have is everyone's going to have 4 connections.
Okay.
2 of them need to be to other party members.
Okay.
2 of them to NPCs, which you will either furnish me who they are, or just kind of give me a brief description, and I'll flesh them out, whatever your preference is.
Okay.
So, you can either just come up with something with whatever.
He and I
your
already have
connection-
established one. I mean, it has to happen.
Yeah.
We've already worked that backstory out, which is, for whatever reason, he's leaving the tribe. He thinks he's leaving because they want him to, but it may be actually that they're forcing him out. And I'm going along because I might actually be watching after him, and I'm also out there to gather lore because, well, we don't really know much about the
Yeah.
local populace. And
We know what farmers could tell us, but that's not, they're not very well educated.
Right.
So in the course of this connection, what's like your father or mother is the chieftain?
The mother is the chieftain of the
Mother
tribe.
is chieftain?
Yeah.
Okay.
do you want to make us siblings?
Ratuk. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Let's do that. We'll make siblings. They have a lot of kids.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we're
yeah,
siblings.
they do.
That'll make it a lot
You
easier.
may have.
Yeah,
you
same litter.
may actually be broodmates.
Yes.
Yeah. the
Yeah, same litter.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just do that. That
okay,
makes that
so
easier.
Connection 1.
Brother and sister.
Broodmate.
Should we be twins?
Well, broodmate. I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
We
that's
came
true.
out of the same
Yeah,
litter.
Right.
So-
Okay.
But we could look similar as well.
Well, you're female. I'm male.
Yeah.
So you got 4
I do have 4 boobs.
breastplates, and I've
It's
got the.
amazing. Yeah.
4 breastplates.
Yeah, this boob armor is amazing. No boob armor.
Boob armor is a really bad idea.
It is. It's
lot of
not.
chainmail.
It is not.
It needs to be like
yes.
that.
Yeah, like certainly make room for your anatomy, but boob armor is like leads to injury.
So brother and sister. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So what's mom's name?
You and your questions.
We need a D name.
Orcish name generator.
A D?
Yeah, so start with D. I don't
Oh,
know
I'm
why.
like LUM T R.
You want it with a D?
Yeah, Dorak. I don't know. That sounds like
Oops.
Space
Female
Goose.
names.
What about Drock or something? Just like
We don't have
Yeah.
a lot of. We have Ragash. Not Gash. I don't want Gash.
Yeah.
Druz. D-U-R-Z.
oh, that's a
Yeah.
good name.
Druz.
Druz. Yeah.
Or D-R-U-R-Z. How do one of the-
Drurz.
Yes. Druz.
Durz.
D-R-U-R-Z. Well,
It
it's
needs to be an apostrophe.
It's Durs. D-U-R-Z. Do you want to just do Durs?
Deruz. D apostrophe R-U-Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
that's
a
totally what I thought it-
That's a
yeah.
status symbol. The apostrophe is a status symbol.
Yes.
I know.
So,
D apostrophe R-U-Z.
That'd be awesome.
Mom is Deruz.
And that is which
No.
Rutuk?
Ratuk.
Aratuch.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not just members of the tribe. We're, royalty.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mother of what's your character's names again, real quick?
Uzul.
And Korat.
Or maybe it's Uzul. I like Uzul.
If there were 2 Z's,
Okay.
it would be Uzzle.
So you each need 3 more connections.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you can't come up with something, I made a random table that just gives you an event. You can pick someone and say, we met or interacted or something at that event.
I love that.
Now, your 4 connections, 2 of them need to be the other player characters. So you already got 1.
We need-
The other
yeah.
2,
Okay.
the other 2 need to generate NPCs. The other thing you can generate is some sort of plot element. It could be a thing of value, a place of interest, a person or a group of people, an event.
I have heard tell that there's a country fair happening in a nearby town. So we are going.
And that's part of that connection.
No,
Well, it's part of
that's
it.
one of
It's
his.
an NPC event thing.
It's one of his
Okay,
hooks.
all right.
Yeah. Which Korat would go to, but not be a. That's not like a motivating factor
No.
for her. She's like, well, if we get there, we get there. But
So these can be either events or
people.
people.
Yeah. I know one of mine is going to be whoever jilted me out of the, like, I think I got set up for something, and
Another broodmate,
yeah. Or
maybe a sibling from an earlier
yeah.
brood.
Yeah, I think like an older brood is like these youngins today
Damn millennials.
with their avocado toast and
Is that a thing?
there's no avocado toast in 1100
No.
France.
If it was green, you didn't eat it. Orc, the other green meat. Isn't that the,
Do you know, character-wise,
Tastes like pork.
Jason, Jib, why
can't say pork without orc.
you think why you even came to Europe, France?
So orcs aren't
Yes,
kosher.
actually I do.
Because would it be possible? Okay.
One of my connections is Gregory, the bishop of somewhere. You fill that in wherever you would like.
Okay.
And he is
Bishop of somewhere where you're from or where you're at.
where we're at, because he was originally the bishop or a priest where we were at, and when he came here, I came with him as his clerk.
Okay. But you're not with him now.
Not with him now,
Okay, but this is someone who,
and it was not an unfortunate disconnect.
right. So maybe someplace in Flanders, maybe one of the two Flanders cities?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, all right.
But he's from where you're from?
He's originally from Caledonia.
Awesome.
So make it Gregory Bishop of Arras.
ARRAS.
Mm-hmm.
And what does he do?
Um,
I only know because I'm trying to come up with a connection so that one of us would know
he
what
is
to do.
he is
Well, when you
my,
make a new connection, you give me
Yeah.
a new NPC.
yeah, he is my patron.
Okay.
I've got an NPC for you.
Okay.
Our older brother Graktol thought we were too. We were kind of a intellectual generation, and he's thinking like, no, this tribe needs strength.
He's more old school.
and like, and
Stop talking to my experience points.
Right, right, yeah, because we were kind of we were getting fast tracked towards leadership because everyone liked how we were doing, and the war was kind of winding down.
Mm-hmm.
But Graktol's like, no, Ratuk needs to be, strong. We probably have Normandy, right? Or are we south of Normandy?
No, you probably do. Well,
That's
I
an
think
important-
isn't that there?
Oh yeah, Normandy's way up there. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, we're down. We're
Oh.
Spanish coast.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But anyway, he felt like Ratuk needed to keep strength in leadership,
Okay.
and we were like, but we could also talk to people, and that was antithetical.
Right.
So Graktol arranged for me to be embarrassed in front of the family.
Okay, so that's who set you up.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
he set me up. Uzul, I think, maybe didn't want me to have to go by myself. I don't know. However that, or mom made you.
Finds the younger siblings to be soft. something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because we think about things before we do them. I know. Outrageous. Outrageous.
Kids today. Connection?
Yeah. Could I have, so you left Bishop Gregory somewhere.
Yes,
He's
he's doing his
staying
bishop
somewhere.
thing. I've had to go out to do something else.
So could whoever was local in that area have introduced you to me to escort you,
Sure,
since you are actually not of this place.
I am not from here.
And I am from here.
I am very much an outsider.
I'm from France.
If you're from here,
Yeah.
would you be open to a connection of? Because I was thinking, Korat would enjoys a friendly bar brawl, but I don't know if would your character be involved in a bar brawl where people are only throwing chairs and fists. You know, they're not like stabbing each other because it's just it's a brawl, not a.
No stabbing McStabberton?
Or would your character not get involved with it? I'm pretty sure you would just be like...
Brawly?
Yeah.
I scratched out my brawly.
I have basic brawl, but that doesn't really... Like, she's not trying to... Like, you don't really win a bar fight. You like...
Yeah.
it's like how you make friends, you know?
In Orca society, yeah.
Yeah. She's not going to break someone's leg. That's rude. That's...
Well, perhaps... our introduction could have been through where I thought, you needed a hand.
Because we're making our way east, like through your part of the country, and we're trying to figure out like we need a scout or a guide, and but a friendly bar brawl and
that would work.
Okay.
Well, okay.
All right, so Adesta and I
for
bar brawl buddies.
Bar
brawl buddies.
I'm gonna say your name wrong all the time.
Cool.
Okay.
Duncan.
Duncan or Duncan?
Okay,
Duncan.
It's in Gaelic. It's spelled Dunchaid.
It's Duncan.
Yeah.
The English would pronounce it Duncan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say because otherwise I will mess it up every time.
And I've just gotten to the point where I'm just like I don't bother correcting people anymore.
Even though everybody around her speaks the same language.
I probably understand the orcs.
Even the Gaelic can't speak Gaelic correctly?
Yeah, how does that language thing work? Have they been here so long that
we speak French?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have there's still an Orcish language.
Yeah.
But they're all orcs speak French.
Well, if that's true, then I spent money on bilingual for.
Well, to have more though, because you have German too, right?
Yeah. We get Orc and French for free.
Okay.
And then you're more than that.
All right.
There are probably a lot of humans who've learned Orc too, just because.
Oh sure.
Oh my God, we need to like. What is it saying?
Right. Yeah.
I have.
Want to make a connection?
Actually, I do. I have one. I think that Korat is the coarsest, most unpleasant individual I have ever encountered.
Okay.
That's probably accurate. Yeah,
and that's coming from a guy who grew up in Caledonia.
Yeah, I mean, her idea of a good time is, a friendly bar brawl, for instance.
Right. What was the event that brought that about?
That bar brawl.
The bar brawl.
Oh, okay, you were there too.
I think I was probably there. It was the bar brawl. And I have one more NPC for you.
Okay.
Caedmon Gwalchfell.
Oh my Lord.
How do you spell that last name?
Gwalchfel.
One more time.
GW.
God damn Welsh.
Yeah.
And it's probably pronounced
not
Finley.
even there.
Yeah.
What is it again?
Gwalchfel.
It's pronounced Phineas.
And he was my teacher in the mysteries.
Gwalchfell.
Sure.
So he was a teacher at the seminary?
No.
Okay,
He was my teacher in the mysteries.
Got it. Okay.
I feel like the Welsh are just cheating at Scrabble.
But they can't afford to spell anything.
Right.
I would love to see what a Scrabble set from Wales looks like.
Yeah.
It's the same Scrabble set, but they don't have enough letters to spell anything.
No,
they're
they
like
just
stuck.
they
They're
cut
like W's.
the number of vowels in half and double the number of consonants.
Yeah. There's
like
47 W's in there.
Right.
And
Can I
80 L's.
trade a vowel for 2 W's?
And they've added an extra tile that just says phlegm on it.
Because like 2 L's is its own sound.
Yeah, that's...
That's because they like can join double vowels to make a new...
Yeah.
Like 2 G's or like a...
Yeah,
sound.
2 D's or a TH.
Right.
we
2 F's or
also-
a V.
There's a limit to how much we can complain, considering OUGH is both UF and OO.
Oh yeah.
Like...
An O.
Yeah, and O, yeah. That's... How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
That's from the French, mind you.
Is it?
Well, yeah.
Is that part from the French?
I'm sure. Huguenots? I don't know.
There's no way to know.
There's really no way of knowing.
looking up French names. I don't know if he's going to be a bishop. He
The
might
letter
be
sequence
more
often
like
seen
a
in
local
words of
priest.
English language in Middle English where the spelling arose. It was probably pronounced with a back-rounded vowel and a velar fricative.
I love the word
And a velar
fricative.
fricative?
I don't know what a fricative is, but I like the word. I've heard it before, but I don't know what it means.
Phineas and fricative? It is by far the
Yeah.
It is by far the sequence of letters with the most unpredictable pronunciation, having at least 6 pronunciations in North American English, and 10 in British English, not counting place names.
Oh, who knew that?
Well, in England, for place names, it's often just ignored.
Okay. Edinburgh, Borough, Bow.
Yeah.
So I think he and I have a connection. I gave you the fair. That's one.
That's 2. Need 2 more. Need 4 total.
She's a local scout that I've interacted with to learn about the local lore. So at the bar that he brawls in, we sometimes sit down and talk.
Yeah, you had introduced yourself. He and I were sitting because you had questions about local something, and then your
Right.
amazing
I'm going to
sister.
assume most of this stuff happened in a very small village, perhaps, somewhere between Flanders and Lone.
Yeah.
What can someone throw out a name for this place?
Capet.
How do you spell that?
CAPET, because I'm looking at it on my French
Which
Middle
means
Ages something.
which means cape.
Oh, okay.
Cloak.
Cool. That's awesome.
Actually, it's a short one.
Yeah, a capelet.
Yeah.
There's some House of Capet that I was looking at because I was
Maybe I'm
looking-
thinking the wrong word.
Okay.
It could have been.
I have an NPC for you.
Me too.
Also, hold on a second.
Yeah, I do as well.
Karzug Agrob.
I'm going with Nargle.
Nargle. Nargle was my other choice.
Could be Nargles.
Where's the
Okay.
map?
NPC.
Could be bunnies.
His name is Nargol. I don't know where he's from.
How do you spell that? N-A-R.
Nargol.
Okay.
He is the.
Nobody else supposes.
He doesn't have to be the chief lord keeper, but sort of the head lord keeper, bard of the bardic circle of the orcs. And he has given me the directive to go out and gather information about the local human populace, about local leaders, to spy.
Okay.
This is a secret thing that no one else knows about.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Handed to me
All right.
by him, which is my reason for accompanying him.
Okay.
Did I arrange to have him kicked out so I had a traveling companion? I don't know.
Boy, that would be harsh.
Her.
I have an NPC for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fabrizio.
Second. Spell that for me.
Fabrizio.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a merchant, like a traveling merchant that didn't really have any stuff, but basically said, yeah, when you get to Flanders, look me up and I'm willing to work with you.
Okay.
But he didn't, he's like not the boss of the whole company, but
Can we have him at the fair that I've set up? He's got a booth at the fair.
Oh, yeah.
We can meet him there.
yeah, but it's like not enough stuff to like set up a whole thing. But yeah, if we're sort of on our way to Flanders, maybe he's saying,
Right.
come to our headquarters in Flanders, and
Okay.
we're willing to work with orcs, and it sounds like you've got a lot of resources to trade and spend. So there's a human guy who is open to trading with orcs. Oh yeah,
It's because he's Italian.
yeah, he's like half French, half Italian,
Oh.
split parentage. I did mean to ask though, is there any crossbreeding between orcs and
Yeah,
humans?
I forgot that was going to be my big question.
Of course, I thought of
My
that.
assumption is that they are not genetically compatible.
Right. So there probably are some couples.
There may be some couples out there. It's probably kept on
Biologically
the down
impossible.
low,
Yeah.
but it's probably biological.
Do they
Attempts have been
do they
made.
make sterile children like mules or?
Oh, that's an idea.
I don't know.
Then you still have a half orc, but they can't
haven't really thought.
read.
That might be a plot point later.
Yeah,
'Cause
that'd be a fun discovery.
Yes,
Put a pin in that.
I'm going to.
Pinning.
Really thought you said put a pig in that.
Put a pig in that.
I think
So
I have
you
a couple
You
hints
can't say
and
pork
CCs.
without orc. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
And one is
Are,
a
are we
relationship thing for
ORC
me.
or ORK?
Orsi.
Okay. Well, that was quick. That was decisive. Certainly not a K, sir. How dare you?
It's a regional dialect.
I have a relationship with a gentleman named Father Louis,
Louis.
who I think my mother, because I'm not going to be an orphan, because I thought about that for a second. I know, right? I think my mother cleaned the church, so
Okay.
I had a relationship that's of the positive nature with Father Louis there, where he was just like, maybe he would give me sweets and let me play in the pews in the church while my mother cleaned.
I saw this.
And-
I wish I could remember where it was, but it was like a list of RPG background tropes, and one of the questions was, "At what point did you become an orphan? How was your family killed?" Like it was just assuming.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this is pretty
And
funny.
I think that's maybe where that's why I have some education, is from
Oh, okay,
spending time
right.
with him, because otherwise I think I just
I still think it's a valid
peasant
background. Is
family.
just people default to that because if they don't want to have to have an interaction.
No,
I mean, 'cause
no,
certainly
I-
Wolverine is a really interesting character, even though he doesn't remember any of his past. And that's
Yeah.
but it has to be played sensitively. It can't just be. I can't be bothered to come up with a family, and I don't want them used
Well,
against me, so I don't.
I think that's
There's
very
a
true.
difference.
There
I also
is.
think
Yeah.
that there are people who don't want to have a family because they're afraid they're going to give the GM leverage.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want
I
to use it
actually
against me. Yeah.
don't mind that. I think part of it for me is the I don't know. I guess the story beat of being I was an orphan. Grew up in an orphanage. It was tough because I had
Yeah,
to
and
learn
I
all this
st- I
stuff
still think it's a
myself.
valid story.
I think
it
it's a
is.
valid story if it feeds
It's kind of a classic hero's
feeds something.
journey.
But I think a lot of people
Yeah.
to go to so that they don't have to do the work, or B so that the GM doesn't have something to use against them.
Yeah,
Luke Skywalker is that's basically his backstory.
I think we need a local bishop too for Father Louis. So I was thinking
Not
like
until Luke
Father
did it.
for Bishop
that.
Guillaume.
spoilers.
If that's obnoxious to
A
spell, we can do
40-year-old
another
movie.
one.
What's how do you spell it? Guill.
Guillaumé.
Guillaume.
Yeah, Guillaume.
Guillaume.
William, basically, right?
William.
Yeah.
And then there was actually, is it
He-
Reem?
he's the bishop above Father Louis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it could be,
Can't.
He might be the bishop
There's
of.
two. There's two
Let me see the
Louis.
map.
yeah, that's what I was looking at. And then there's this place.
He might be the bishop
that
of,
one.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
And then there's
Arnaz.
Okay. Bishop Guillaume.
And then there's Blue Marini from the Blues
So
Brothers.
Arnaz is right.
Oh
there.
yeah.
Sax player.
Oh,
So probably.
fantastic.
So you're. I'm assuming this fictitious village
Yeah. I know, because we didn't really say where maybe I'm
Fictitious
from.
is probably like in here somewhere.
Fantastic. Perfect. On the spell.
Okay. Any more? Is that all the only connections?
Oh, see, I gave you.
I have
the-
four.
I need one more.
I gave you Nargle, and I gave you a connection with Gina's
Ooh,
Strider.
Oh, Strider.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need one more. I'm going to.
What's your name again? Oh, Deste, right? Because I gave it to you.
Odeste. Yeah, you did.
I love that name. It's just rolls trippingly. Deste. I can imagine it being an older name, especially when children were precious by humans because so many
I like
didn't
it.
make it. The Arrival, the Deste.
I took a photograph. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
The Deste is
Where?
Russian now. She grew up on steps.
Where's our random table? Why not do one?
Oh yeah. Roll
Let's
2d6. Tell me which
okay.
is the top one and which is
Okay.
the side one.
Right on.
What are we rolling for?
No.
Oh, he.
I need
Perception?
one more.
Let's get one more. There's a random table.
Yeah, let's do a black and a white.
And this is a connection to.
Where's the page? I'm I'm curious.
It's on page. Well, there's no page number.
Yeah, but is it what chapter around?
It's this.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I'll just roll on it.
Okay.
Which
Which is the top and which is the side?
white?
Is the top?
the top.
Okay.
Okay. 2 on the top, 4 on the bottom.
An unraveled mystery.
An unraveled
Yes.
mystery?
There was a mystery, and you and someone else figured it out.
Oh.
Ruins? Sherds, perhaps?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe when I was
There'll
I
be
don't know what
sherds
this
in a
is,
couple
doesn't
hundred
necessarily
years.
have anything to do with anything except it's part of my background. Is while I was playing in the church, I was playing hide and seek with Father Louis, but I found a sort of a little secret hidey hole,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was some sort of scroll in it. What should that be?
Did
Don't
you?
please.
It's written in ancient Orcish, which means the orcs have been here before.
Ooh. That could totally be. That's kind of cool.
There you go. Like
yeah,
that.
no,
All right.
I like that too.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Dig it.
All right. So if everyone
Ooh.
can at some point just send me a photograph, or
Yeah.
picture of your character sheet, just so I can have copies of them.
With the connections and stuff.
Yeah, whatever you have, everything you got. And then now you saved some points for
I have 4 skill points
to
saved.
Okay, all right.
Is that enough to do anything with?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, she's not some sort of full-blown wizard. She just has some bonus
And
abilities.
what kind of shaman is she?
I don't know what kinds there are.
Well, I mean, are you like a warrior shaman where you're on the battlefield raining down fire, or are you like helping to make sure that the crops come in well?
Oh no, she's a battlefield shaman.
Okay.
You know.
Or you might also you could be a shaman, meaning dealing with magic in a more fundamental sense. Like a meta.
Yeah, I was picturing her as like detection and protection in the terms of like shields and counterspelling and things like that, but I don't know what's
Okay.
you know,
Well,
what
that just
all
gives me
fits there.
an idea of what I need to develop.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
Please make a magic system around me.
I will.
OMFG says it was a scroll of cure light wounds. The Holy Avenger.
Is this the Flash? What is that?
I sent you an
Lord
email
White.
with
I
my
think
character.
I need Lord White.
I'm going to write mine on the character sheet and then.
I think Stork wants us to flash him. Is what he just asked.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You? Oh, there we go.
That's
So
how
wrong
I
with you.
interpreted that.
Much better.
I have one with you.
I don't like the new layout of OneNote.
Cool.
I don't either. Makes me crazy.
It assumes you have a wide screen.
Yeah, and it assumes that I don't want that screen, that real estate for something else.
I liked it with the little.
I like the
things
tabs across the top,
Yeah.
and then the sections of the
Oh, yeah,
tab
you
down
were-
the side.
Wait, for
Really?
what? What are you talking about?
For OneNote,
Oh, yeah.
it's I'm a big fan of OneNote, but they have really disappointed me with this update,
And it's on all of them now too.
Sorry.
Yeah.
and it's because they want all of them to look the same.
Yes, and they do work seamlessly between each other.
They do, but you know, I should be able to customize the layout better. They got a nasty gram from me about that.
No, I didn't care that much.
Oh no, they
I just groused about it a little bit.
They
Actually, this is the only time I've actually groused about it.
they won't care. They won't care.
No, the fuck will be given.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
What's the best way to send it to you, Stu? Email?
Yeah,
Or just sent you
Or
via message.
Slack.
or Slack it.
Oh, I
Slack
should've
it to me
Slacked it.
would probably.
Doy.
Slack it to me, baby.
Should have slacked it.
So, is this your bird?
Did you
Where?
say, is this your bird?
What is that from?
Yeah, I know that.
El Dorado. There's a animated version.
What? Wait, what?
Orc
It's
is
not. It's
bard.
not called El Dorado though.
I'm
They
like, I
were
don't know what you're
They were
talking
trying to
about.
find El Dorado.
Oh,
I
can't
forget what the name
remember.
of the movie was.
Oh, So we're done.
No.
Are we? Yeah.
Really?
All right, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
To
Wow, they actually have
Begin
pictures
the
of an
game.
Orcish Bard.
Oh yeah,
Can I have a moment with Stu
it's a
alone?
great idea.
I'll kick everybody out. Or I can say this to you later.
Okay.
Off camera.
It's a full-on. I mean,
Fine.
Yeah, that's
Just
cool.
leave then. I know when I'm not wanted.
Orc shaman. I'm gonna get a bunch of World of Warcraft pictures, but oh well.
yeah.
I kind of like the Orcish Bard. What do you think?
Oh, I really like that. Yeah. Wait, I forgot to ask. That's the other important question that I can't remember. Are the orcs green or gray?
Or yellow.
I think I said it in the thing.
Yeah, and I can't
I think
remember.
it's canon.
Yeah, they're like kind of tan colored. I thought.
I think so.
Oh.
Yellow.
Their skin was darker than most Europeans, more like a thick hide with tufts of bristly hair.
Like
Oh,
pig,
that's right.
Pig
Okay.
colored.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. A little swarthier.
Swarthy.
Not green skins.
Not green.
No,
All right.
no green.
Thank you for those of you who watched and or will be listening at a later date. If you listen to character generation sessions
Right. Is this on the schedule? Is this going to be every other?
every other week, every other Sunday.
Cool.
Yay.
Every other Sunday.
This is actually a pretty good looking sort of gray skinned orc.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh yeah. That's a Tolkien orc.
Yeah, so you go to cock.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the pig face. It's a half orc technically.
All
It
right.
says.
Over dope.
I will
Bye.
I will end it.
Okay. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining
Thank
us.
you. See you in a couple weeks.
We're listeners of Happy Jack's RPG podcast. We get all our game news from douchebags galore. With reckless abandon, we pursue this hobby from Michigan to Australia and maybe East Timor. Be it red, sword, exalted, GURPS or Dungeons and Dragons, hero, pathfinder, fate or savage lands, evil plans will be usurping, though we could do with less burping. Happy Jack's podcast will be douchebags all.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.
Bum, 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 bum,